Alright, hello. It is another stream of Limbus Company. Last time, we got too curious for our own good and almost caused a disaster by taking off Dawn's sneakers, so we shouldn't do that. And otherwise, we got a regular checkup with Limbus Company, so turns out our sinners are A-okay, and most of them are weaker than they should be. Thank you, Sinclair. So this time today, we're going to be taking on Intervallo V, Nocturnal Sweeping, which probably has sweepers. Those terrible things, honestly, the things that keep regenerating. And we'll see if I clear it today, or if I spend like another 4 or 5 hours just trying to live by. So let's get into it. Oh, Happy New Year. Yeah, it's August, but Happy New Year to you too. Otherwise, I've been kind of like doing the Time Time rerun just off to the side. It's pretty nice now that I can actually enjoy the voice acting instead of just looking at it and be like, how do I voice everything? I do realize though that the free Ryoshu is only like 2 zeros, so I was surprised because I was expecting it more like Kurokumo Heathcliff, and then I think it was Heisho Pack Otis. So I guess that's where the change came in. Okay. Dante, any idea where that leftover cake from yesterday went? Who ate it? Yeah, no idea. I mean, why would I know? I can't even eat. Yeah, that's a good question. Why would you ask Dante? Darn. Did Donkey already get her paws on him? Rodia rubbed her tired eyes, muttered something about how we should have partied in her room instead, and stumbled to the back door. Dots. So this is how we're starting a new year. In Limbus Company. Not actually IRL. The New Year's came swiftly to the inhabitants of the bus after various incidents at the LCE. The sinners all came from different backgrounds and parts of the city, but annual celebration for New Year's seemed to be a thread that connected their cultures together. They began floating the idea of a New Year's party, and cake is gone. That was quick. Excellent. Then permit me the honor of hosting this banquet. With her usual overdramatic boast coupled with a familiar twinkle in her eyes, Don Quixote declared that there would indeed be a New Year's party, and thus it was decided. Again? After all the hell we went through with the back door and whatnot for the out-of-season Christmas celebration? Yet I must insist, for 'twas but an effort to decorate the bus, the intent quite divorced from the act of celebration. Don Quixote glanced at Sinclair, sheepishly scratching the back of her head. Oh, don't worry about me, really. Well, 'tis true that mine actions have brought thee quite the distress, unintentionally I might add, thus I must ask thee, wouldst thou not agree that a communal event to mark the occasion might freshen both our spirits and bodies? I can't even begin to imagine her amnesiac self ever taking a moment to give a damn about how Sinclair might take it, but I guess with memory came tact. You know, it's our first New Year's together. I'm sure it is an occasion for celebration. Huh? Gotta hear that bell go ding to really mark the transition to a new year, right? It seems we shall be welcoming the first light of the new year in company of one another. This is indeed a cause for celebration. A bowl of noodles before the last year of the night fades. Classic. So, such bubbling enthusiasm from ye warmeth mine own heart. Forsooth, the grandiosity of this banquet shall be one of the books. Fireworks most brilliant. Enough delicacies to... Charon, what's our next step? Mephi'll be running non-stop for 3 days at least. Only Dum-Dum stop on a fast road. So she says. Virgilius muttered with his usual sardonic edge, one fist under his chin. Aye. For next year's celebration, the banquet shall be prepared ere the promised hour. Don Quixote's idea of a grand banquet depressingly fizzled into nothingness, but Rhodia brought out the cakes and cookies she'd stashed in her room so we could at least hold a small celebration for the New Year's together. After that, we all stayed up together, watched the New Year's first sunrise, briefly paint the city in gold, then retired to sleep. I never got to see the sunrise before, like, actually sitting out directly. Like, if it's I can't sleep and I just see my room, like, suddenly, slowly, like, light up because the sun's coming in. Like, yeah, that's happened plenty of times because people aren't quiet. But, like, actually going outside to do that, I can't imagine. I definitely want to try it one day, but probably not by myself, with other people. At least with this current situation or in the area I'm in. When everyone woke up, rubbing their tired eyes, the world outside the bus had completely transformed. There was a behemoth of a structure, bizarre in its presence, and its walls seemingly made of gargantuan steel plates. So it's a cargo box. Got it. H Corp? The sinners began to voice their surprise, appropriate so, as what came into view was different from any of the nests we passed by on our journey thus far. Is that massive structure all one building? That whole thing's the nest, then where the hell's the back streets? That's big enough to cover H Corp's territory and then some. Well, there he goes again, asking dumb questions without ever taking a peep at the guidebook. Guidebook's great. We should just, like, have it plastered on a corner the whole time. It's literally our Manjiro guidelines. That's not the nest. That huge box you see over there? That's District 8. We call it Hongyan, the vast garden here at H Corp. The nest lies within the center of the structure and the back streets without. So they squeeze the entire population of the district in there? Do they just not get a ray of sunlight all year round? Well, at least they won't have to worry about the rain. Prithee, avail me a sight as well. Dots. As the sitters began to gather one by one at the other side of the bus, stirred awake from their late night's rest, I felt my gaze drawn toward Honglu. I looked for signs of concern or distress on his face, worried. It wasn't exactly something unique to Honglu, but the stories about his past home life we've heard throughout the year, whenever he felt like sharing them, were all consistently and terribly depressing. Yeah! For lack of a better word. It's not such a bad place once you actually try living here for a while. But his lips, ever so slightly curled upward into a kindly and relaxed smile, are making the same expression as ever. An expression that hasn't changed at all since our first meeting. Just going, smile, ooh. Maybe it's just a cultural difference, kind of like how Honglu can be so nonchalant about things that should give most people pause, but actually, no. I'm not helping anyone or anything by entertaining these thoughts. My job at the moment is to keep a close eye on Honglu, more so than usual. Good, you understand, Dante. And if the time comes that he crashes out, you're gonna help him. As the manager, you'll give it your all. Besides, whoa, this thing's even bigger up close. Verily, I carry no recollection of a structure so grand even in past adventures of mine. If my efforts aren't enough, I know I can trust the sinners to lend me a hand. Hey, let me see too. I collected my thoughts and approached the sinners who were flattened up against the glass windows to get a good look. So clearly something happened outside. Oh, it's cute that you can see the tiny bus over there, just compared to the whole district itself. The duel! I see. Oh right, I actually get more pocket watches here. Well, I mean, I am kind of curious. I know I should get the pocket watch, but I am kind of curious, so we can put this over here. Do it back up. Do this, that, and that. See what happens. Once we left the bus, oh man, can't believe we had to get off the bus here. We have to make a formal complaint against H Corp for this crap. What the hell were they thinking? Doing shoddy construction work at the entrance of the highway that leads straight into the nest? Many causes there may be to such construction projects, yet perhaps early warning sign ere our approach to the site would have been a sensible Were it not for young Carl's most valiant drifting, ugh, I shudder to even imagine the terrible possibilities would have been most awful to an adventure. It's no surprise that the dinners all had a piece of their mind to speak. As we drove up to the entryway, we unexpectedly came across a mess of badly put together steel plates blocking our path in the middle of the road. Carnes quickly spun the bus around, which meant that everyone ended up being thrown around like ragdolls. Good thing there was another road off the highway that leads into the city, right? I bet Caron would have tried to reverse gear all the way back to the last interchange. But it looks like we'll be going through all these winding alleyways to get to the nest. It's so dark in here. We were greeted by a dark street upon disembarking from the bus, illuminated only by faint strands of light. It was immediately obvious that we found ourselves in the back streets of H-Corp. Looked pretty impressive from the outside, but it's no different from the other back streets inside, eh? Yup, it's a familiar sight. Gotta say, it's getting real old. I ask thee, is the nest of this district shrouded in such darkness as well? No, these particular sites are limited to back streets of District 8. The back streets of the district weren't very different from the other ones we visited in the past. People hurrying through the streets as though they were being chased by something. People scowling and glaring at the ground with some sickness or discomfort. Scenes all too common in every corner of the city. There was one thing about this place that stood out from the other districts, however. They kind of reminded me of the former G-Corp soldiers back at District 4. What? What do you mean? You mean those fellows? The growths on their flesh appeared too organic to be prosthetics. Some of them had odd protrusions or nodules bulging from their skin as well. Not at all, manager. Look, they haven't all mutated in the same pattern, into like an insectoid form, for example. Well, I guess I should commend you for not looking at them through a biased lens. You're observing the aftermath of District 8's distinctive method of treatment. Oh, so this is where the rumors about that bluish healing ointment came from, huh? Apparently they can cure any flesh wound after just one night dressed in bandages. It seems that certain misconceptions must be addressed. They are the variations of H-Corp singularity, the bolus. The bolus? She is likely referring to medicines brewed and kneaded into ball-shaped pills. Correct. H-Corp, or the Hongyuan bioengineering group, mainly manufactured boluses that contain essences of treatment. The boluses may be taken orally, ground with water into a paste, and applied directly to the affected area, or dissolved in water, soaked into bandages, and wrapped around the necessary area for treatment. I guess rumors transform as they travel. Oh, I see. I was just thinking about how they do things back at the K-Corp. The focus of K-Corp's technology is the reversal of recovery of one's conditions. Returning to the original state is the key word in their treatment. It is no rare sight to find unique technique and technology developed independently by the inhabitants of the backstreets of District 8 using the manufactured boluses. The treatments are not individually customized for each patient. Instead, they're focused on selecting the appropriate technique from a myriad of choices to address the deficiencies in their statuses. Perhaps one could choose the words transformation or evolution as a more illustrative description for the method of treatment. So that's what counts as treated? The crowd Sinclair was pointing at certainly appeared unhurt, as none of them were bleeding or walking with a limp, but many of them appeared dazed, staring blankly at nothing, or scratching absentmindedly at their mutated parts. They must be the regulars. Unexpectedly, we found our answer not from Faust, not from Marceau, but from Honglu. The regulars? Yes, I've heard of them as a child. People who've grown too accustomed to visiting the clinics in search of their mystical treatments. The regulars might appear more intimidating than most people at first glance, but apparently all the side effects they've been stacking changes them in strange ways. It's highly likely their interoperation conflicts or issues will arise when applying highly disparate treatment methods to a single body. At least it's a cheaper alternative for people who didn't sign up for the life insurance. You speak of life insurance? Yes, life insurance. There's a special insurance option to bring the client back to life upon the event of their death. So, the irony isn't lost on me, but I thought resurrecting people was one of the head's taboos. The head does not consider the revival via life insurance to be a violation of their non-resurrection taboo. It is likely that, on a technical level, this revival is actually categorized as brain resuscitation as opposed to full resurrection, degradation of its functions considered, of course. Another fatal downside to this technology is that, unlike the manager's clock winding, the subject cannot be brought back if their brain is destroyed. Also, there is a risk of significant losses in the process of information transference. Losses, huh? So maybe some of their mutations could be more than just the side effect of these treatments. Maybe, but I heard it takes more than 1 or 2 revivals to change that much. And since apparently people in the back streets could never even dream of paying consistent insurance renewal rates, so after all, who would sign up for insurance if using its services could reduce them to such pitiful states? Yeah, they appear pathetic and pitiful to you rich bastards, don't they? You'll soon be in the same boat as them, so save some pity for yourself. Identify yourself. The stranger's voice cut through our discussion like a foreign instrument. We turned around to find a large group of people who were clearly up to no good and clearly want to jump us because they think we have money, but that's their first mistake. You must be the young master of that high and mighty Jia family, huh? I can tell just by looking at your pretty face. Your friends, Honglu? No, I haven't had much chance to get acquainted with people from the back streets, so nope, I've never seen them before. Of course you haven't. Too busy living large, playing gods, in a whole different world from us plebes, huh? Not that it matters. We're just here to take the thing you brought here for submission to the family hierarchy evaluation. The what evaluation? Okay, there's clearly been a misunderstanding. There's quite a lot of them. We're not off to a great start here. Huh. Man! Actually, no. It'd be a violation of our office's core values to jump them like we're some common thugs. I, Shansan, third son of the Triax office, challenged Jiao Baoyu of the Jiao family to a duel. Our wager will be that the winner can take anything they want from the loser. Wait, what do you mean a duel? Duel! I have heard tale that duels of the honorable fixers of the Zinc Association Eastern Branch announced their intent to duel by stating their affiliation and name instead of casting their gauntlets, and the pamphlet that young Ishmael had presented before me earlier had presented the truth that the Triax office is indeed an office of the East, though they are indeed of a lesser quality. 'Tis a true, genuine, accurate declaration of a duel that we behold. So, it's just a fancy way of saying 1v1 me, let's go, innit? I mean, this guy doesn't look too tough. What do you think, Faust? Agreed. This individual does not seem to possess any particularly exceptional skill that may pose difficulties for Honglu. I think it's going to be okay. I'll be back in a minute, Dante. You sure this is okay? I don't think you're going to lose against him, but you know, just in case. No worries. I have some childhood experience with duels myself. I've done about 10 of them, I think. So the rich boy's dabbled in some duels, has he? I think you misunderstand. I meant to say that I've done about 10 of them a day. Oh, but grandmother sometimes let me skip them, so it might have been slightly fewer than that on some days. What? I, Hung Lu of Limbus Company. Nah. I, Bao Yu of the Zhao family, assess this duel. Hong Lu stepped forward confidently as the opponent was processing what he just heard. For a moment, Hong Lu stood there in a stance that did not express even a hint of aggression, before curiously cocking his head to the side. Sorry, are we waiting for something? Oh, so I always let the opponent get the first 2 moves in duels. Please, don't hesitate. Let me, you little... Your cocky pride shall be your downfall. The man who introduced himself as Shan-san leaped towards Hong Lu. Then, after about a minute... How is this happening? He fell over. Unlike Shan-san, who was throwing punches and swings with boiling hot passion, Hong Lu was effortlessly gliding between his opponent's strikes like he was out on a picnic. As though this was but a leisurely stroll through a garden. Wherever Shan-san threw a powerful punch, Hong Lu directed it to the side with ease, the fist only grazing his clothes. We were mesmerized by the feathery light movements of his hands and feet that effortlessly glided through the air. Until, after one blink and you'll miss it moment, we realized that Shan-san was already face down on the ground, defeated. Oh, young Hong Lu, hast thou been concealing thy full strength in our presence? Oh no, I wouldn't say that. I always put my all into every fight. Yet to defeat this foe so soundly, to dance with such grace between the strikes is... 'Twas as though thou went dueling someone whose skill may only measure against a child's. But most of our fights happen in environments with a lot of variables, and we usually fight against enemies with all kinds of unexpected weapons and powers. You read him. Already familiar with that fool's moves? Oh yes. One of my Biwu instructors used similar techniques as the gentleman here. Practice makes perfect, and perfection makes an expert, right? Right, but I'm not sure if that's entirely relevant here. Thoughts? Well, anyway, looks like to me that he soundly kicked your behind in this duel. Let us through, why don't you? And preferably, not do the thing I think you're about to do. This duel wasn't overseen by a notary office anyway, and our employer's not gonna let this failure slide if we just leave. Huh, don't just sit there, move your asses and jump them! Pathetic. I can kinda see how they were becoming experts at getting jumped. Oh, we're becoming experts at getting jumped. Yeah, it's our daily occurrence. With a bitter cry of the defeated, his gang rushed towards us. And then we just get to beat up and we kill them for real this time. Alright. Triax office. If you have anything I should be considered bleed. I see. Maybe I should be using the blood fiends. But Clash would inflict 2 bind. Okay. Alright, let's just stick with this. Yeah, we'll probably be fine. Win rate warrior strikes again. So I guess that even though Full Stop Heathcliff is in the back row, I think he has, I guess, looking at this, he has to be deployed in the group first, and then do his retreat in order to get the enhanced skills. Got it. I understand. I will use it properly next time, Hong Lu. Oh. You shot Rodia. Got it. Understood. My apologies, but that's okay. Thank you, Dawn. That was great. Do I have any AOs? Nope. Let's just do this just to get her SP down. And then we'll probably be fine. Probably. Close enough. Yeah, we should probably be fine with this. Probably. This isn't really a great start, fellas. Huh. It's never easy, is it? Hey, at least we get a nice warm-up. It wasn't all bad. I don't know. This seems more serious than our usual street brawls. Ishmael's right. They weren't your everyday thugs who pick fights with random people for no good reason. They clearly want something from us. And they were contracted by someone to specific target and eliminate Honglu. And given how open they were about their intent, calling it a contract, it doesn't seem like whoever gave the contract was exactly going for subtlety. Then, maybe this is what Jia Xishun was talking about way back when she mentioned surviving as heirs? Whoever is behind this must have a bone to pick with Honglu. Indeed, it seems that we must expect more skirmishes like this going forward. Alas, was this trial not readily overcome? Not the point. Think on it a little more. Seems like they were assuming that Honglu's brought something here in order to participate in that family hierarchy evaluation. Then there's no reason to assume that we've seen the last of them. They're going to try again to take out the competition. A highly accurate assessment of the situation by the executive manager. I expected no less from someone of your genius. No, that was just obvious. Going for the classics of brown nosing today, Otis? Since when was it brown nosing to compliment a job well done? Do you not expect... This inane conversation is most riveting, but I would prefer some silence while we wait. It seems that the company foresaw such difficulties. They've sent you a support team to help handle the issue. We heard voices coming from behind us, from where Virgilis pointed. My, you guys still haven't learned how to stick to the plan, have you? It really threw me off when I was told to meet you in some backstreets location, away from our agreed rendezvous point. A familiar voice, a voice we could not forget. Been a while, everyone. Hi, I'm here too. We turned around to follow where the voice was coming from, and recognized the two people we've been hoping to see again. It's odd. Sorry about, Effie? Not our fault, by the way. Definitely not our fault. I guess this isn't too long, I think. Hopefully. Already halfway towards the first note. Yeah, there's like 12 notes here. So maybe there's time to actually start on Canto 8 today. Maybe. That'd be interesting. Slowly getting closer to catching up with the whole story and everything. And I assume sooner or later, I guess, I will tackle on Railway and hope for the best. Still thinking what to do once I do catch up the story, because I'm assuming the next Canto is not till like December at least, and there's no way I'm going to take until December to finish it all. So maybe I guess I'll just do miscellaneous segments for Monday going forward. I'll think about it. It's odd. And hey, Pilot, right? What's wrong? It's like you're all looking at a ghost. Pilot, didn't you tell me that you shared my news with them the last time? I did. I sure did, ma'am. Oh, yeah, he did. The sinners each recovered from the initial shock of seeing them again, and soon their faces began to bloom with relieved smiles. Well, good to see that things haven't changed much around here. Sod, we're so glad to see you're okay. Tick-tock to you too. Good to see your gears are turning just fine. Sod smiled with a familiar grin. She did not seem to have changed much since the last time we met, save for a few minor differences. Her outfit and her badge, for example. Last I recall, you were promoted, yes? Allow me to congratulate you. Yes. Or the hints of melancholy hanging from her smile and flickering in her eyes. Hey, I am merely congratulating her on her promotion and offering a recognition of her excellent accomplishments. I don't see what your problem is here. It's just like people on LinkedIn. But we all know the meaning that promotion carries. Indeed, and it is very profound after all. What meaning is there to a promotion attained without spilling some blood? You're a real piece of work. Let me ask you something then. If everyone behaves like you do around her, tiptoeing around the facts, keeping it hush-hush about what happened, where she's going to get the bare minimum of the recognition and the consolation she deserves. Thoughts? Hush-hush would have been nice. I've even overheard some of them whisper that I let my partner die just so I could snag a promotion. So in that regard, I appreciate that, Otis. If we're being technical, I did die, except my brain was intact. Not even K-Corp's regenerative ampules could have revived me if it wasn't. Then did Effie also... Apparently, they went right for Effie's head when they stabbed him with a prosthetic. According to the coroner's autopsy. 07s to Effie. Lived and died as he existed. K-Corp's ampules. Life insurance. Neither of them can revive someone with a damaged brain. It is what it is. Anyways, let's not dwell on the depressing stuff. We're here for work, so let's get some work done. So let's talk about work, okay? Pilot? Yes, ma'am. Well, let's see here. Coincidentally, I managed to make friends with a feller who has ties to the Ja family, so I brought him over. Thoughts? Hey, is that everything? Yes, sir. Briefing over. Okay, pilot, but why? Just as everyone was reeling in stunned silence at the least informative, least helpful briefing we had ever had the displeasure of sitting through, Ishmael was the first to catch herself. She looked up at Sod. Sod, can we rely on you for some elaboration here? The briefing was a good demonstration of the necessity of educating the 5 W's and 1 H principle. Hello, Sage. Well, hello. My day has been going well. It's been pretty slow since it's Monday, and it's technically like a holiday today, so nothing's happening. I'm otherwise playing some more Limbus Company and starting a new Intervallo. I hope your day's been going well so far. Looks like we'll have a lot to discuss when we get back, pilot. Did I do something wrong? Yes, you did. Your briefing was the worst thing I've ever... You know what? Your briefing was bad because I've had to experience that kind of briefing before. And I'm just like, why? ¿Por qué? Shh, pilot. Buddy, just stop. You're sinking yourself deeper with every word. Gregor quickly leaned in to warn Pilot, but it was likely too late. A nigh unnoticeable crease had already formed between Sod's brows. Prior to commencing this high-priority operation, it was necessary for us to find individuals with connections to H-Corp. So we, as the preliminary observation unit, were put to the task, and we managed to establish a connection with an individual. Oh, someone from my family? No, we tried, but your family proved to be a rather difficult nut to crack. However, as we were wasting our precious time with all of our leads, Pilot pursued an unconventional method to establish this connection. You're already at the Necromancer after doing an MP run? Yeah, I'm glad. We gotta maximize our days together in the dungeon. Especially because of how terrifying it is. Tell me, okay, if you haven't fought it yet, and if you do stream it, I want to poke in because I need to know. I need to know if he's weak to slash. I really need to know. I really didn't hold back on compliments then, and this is how you... Our collaborator is a former employer of the Jia family. After leaving the family, he now runs a lodging business. Oh yeah, I did also search about the dungeon, since I already completed now and I'm not planning to go back, and turns out, well, I won't say it, like, I won't specifically say how to do it, just in case you're still in there, which I assume you are, but there is a way to actually open that one door with the black smoke coming out of it and open the chest in the dungeon, and I just didn't find the way, because turns out, I'm blind! What else is new? Then it's likely then he is far removed from family politics, less motivation for him to attack us due to conflicting interests. But yeah, going forward, if there's other dungeons, I'm just going to go through it with a fine-tooth comb. Cause I'll say it's, oh, hello Canis, hello, and welcome Raiders from Canis to stream. Hello. Oh, thank you for the follow. Yeah, hello, thank you everybody who's stopping by. Shout out to you as well. I hope your stream went well. Oh, thank you for the follow. Yeah. You hopped in the whale? Nice. I hope the whale is kind to you because it has a lot of stomach acid. It's a little bit less than nice. I'm CrystalAether. Currently playing Limbus Company. We're on Intervallo V, Nocturnal Sweeping. There's probably sweepers here, which are kind of like annoying pests, but you know what? It'll probably be good. I hope everybody's day went well. You got to see the Yuri? Yuri's good. It is based. Everyone lost coin flip. Oh, okay. You know what? That's relatable. That's way too relatable. Let me guess. The 5% just kept striking every single time? Somehow you still won? Oh, you know what? I'm glad to hear it. Like, I'll just say during the trio fight, I lost because, you know, I can't read. So I'm assuming that you're able to read and therefore you're a better player. Oh, Capo Merceau kept losing favorable. You know what? Maybe it's just because sometimes he was just having an off day. Maybe we just didn't pay him enough, or we didn't, convince him that this is part of the contract, and he's like, nah, I'm not bothering with it. This is too much work. Either that, or maybe we should just spend more time, like, respectfully looking at him. You know what I mean? If it's not dominating, it's hopeless. Oh, hey, you know what? All you gotta do is believe in the Gamba, but true. He didn't get a cigar. Hey, you know, that's true. You gotta get his cigars. And Sage, you've worked out the schedule. Yeah, well, I mean, at least for Mage, it's mainly the main character's passive. So, as long as he's Mage, it should be fine. But how can I not, considering the blessings they've given me? You got stunned during tire bullets? Oh, hey, you know, Canis, maybe? I think maybe you should sit down with Capo Merceau, just have a one-to-one with him, like, you know, a quick pep talk and be like, hey, listen, sir, my goat, I need you to do better. Yeah, because that sounds like it should be impossible. Unless you already, like, turned him into a super mode, like, early on, and that's why. But, yeah, that definitely sounds absolutely impossible. Or, you know, improbable in this case. Unfamiliar voice buttons to conversation as though to continue Solid's explanations. Oh, use counter same turn, so you're basically... Wait. Huh. But if you use the counter same turn, then shouldn't he just go into super mode? You know what? I'm just gonna chalk it up to Project Moon coding if that didn't work out. Because he was supposed to, like, unstagger, and then you could just start going, like, you know, perfect a Tiger Blade. Smack, right? Yeah, PM coding, that's what I'm assuming. If Canis was gonna distort, hey, you know, if Canis is distorted, Merceau, undistort Canis. It probably would work, right? Surely? Right? I humbly present myself before a fellowship of young Master Baoyu. Please, call me Qingtao. Yeah, he'll do it and he'll use chains of others And then you know what? He'll lose the clash. He greeted us in the most polite fashion before wringing his hands together in an odd motion. Because that sounds like it sounds like that's your Merceau for like today. Just, I got this, manager, but does not actually got this. All good. Thank you for the raid and thank you for stopping by as well, Canis. Take care and I hope the rest of your day goes well. If Merceau is, I mean, if he's ordered to do stuff, he'll solo it. That's true. But whether or not he'll actually do it in a timely manner is another story. I'm sure he'll eventually, like, undistort Canis. But, like, how long would it take? Oh, is this how people greet each other here? Yeah, typically. Yep, it's called the Balchan gesture, bringing fist and palm together to express respect and peace towards the receiver. Aha! Knights greet one another by shaking their hands for the selfsame purpose. Forsooth, thou art indeed one possessed of a chivalrous spirit. Ah, indeed, much they worry about the qualities of people young master has surrounded himself with, but I see that he is in company of those wise in the ways of the West. But yeah, today is going through this Intervallo, and if there's extra time, probably either start Canto 8, or if there's not really that much time, maybe try out the railway. I'm assuming railways will take an hour, unless they changed it. I'm using this based on, I'm thinking based on my Railway 1 experience, or a little bit of Railway 2, but something like that. But all I know about this is that when the sweepers show up, they're gonna have red coins, and I swear if they have the revival passive, I'm going to be a little bit upset, because I remember Library Arena was like, oh yeah, their defensive passive should be fine. I don't think the boosted block dice actually worked well. I prostrate myself before the vast breadth of your knowledge. What grand generosity it is to open ajar the waterways of wisdom to quench my barren lands. Nice to meet you too? Thoughts? Something feels familiar about this. Nah, she's being less and less verbose with bootlicking these days. Not like this guy, for sure. That's true, he's kind of like, how should I put it? This, a bit much. What are you guys talking about? Communicating only by the sound of a ticking clock. This is something I had already known ahead of time, yet... You know what? He's gonna die. He's gonna be the first to die, just you wait. What a most curious exchange to behold in person. Brief this journey may be, yet I shall find myself thoroughly entertained in its entirety. We're gonna find a way. Either we're gonna like gently push him in the way of the sweepers and then he just get mauled, or he'll probably do something stupid to just prove himself or something. Just you wait. Maybe it's the subtle sprinkle of disrespect that reminds you of the usual flavor. Wait, is this about me? You dare. Was all that bootlicking she did supposed to be a source of pride for her or something? Otis shook her head with clear distaste and strode toward me. We are nothing alike, executive manager. Sure, I believe you. Don't worry, I believe you. It's okay. Never have I once said such empty flattery in your presence, filled with nothing but hot air and superlatives. I'll leave the guidance of these back streets to him. Well, looks like this is where... Zod fell silent, her eyes lingering on Virgilius, who stood somewhere apart from the rest of us. So, I finally get to meet the Red Gaze in the flesh. I've been looking forward to the day for a long time. Effie would have loved to be here. Manager... Thoughts. Virgilius seemed to sense her lingering gaze and walked toward us after nodding slightly in her direction. Manager Zod, let's not make this any longer than it has to be. I'm not happy to be helping you with your business. I'd much rather put this behind me as soon as possible so I could go spend time with Charon. Oh, please. It's our historic first collaborative operation, isn't it? Can't you spare a little more time with us? The guide bud's actually doing something? That guy? Yes. Unfortunately, LCC has our own business to take care of today, so I won't be accompanying the LCB this time, and the Red Gaze will be helping us out to get it done. Taking Mephi there. Vroom vroom. Maybe it's not that unfortunate now that I think about it. I feel like every mission with the LCB's always been an uphill battle to get anything done. Well, you see, back then, we were Just messing with you. I'm sure we'll have another chance to work together again, where she'll probably patronize and be like, I'm gonna spoon feed these instructions to you. None of it will work out because you guys messed up a very simple plan. So you'll mess it up again. But somehow you guys managed to make it work. Boss, we don't got much time. Wait, before you go, I think you owe us some explanation, Virgilis. I will leave the details to Miss Faust. I am quite busy. Very well. Virgilis turned around and left towards Mephistopheles with an oddly disgruntled expression. Well then, I'll see you around. Next time, I'll show you all that I can carry my own weight. No, you won't, Pilot. Hey, look, Pilot, you're gonna somehow survive, but you're gonna be like that traumatized newbie in a sea of dead regulars. Believe me. Or if you do actually, show off, you'll probably die in front of us and then somebody's gonna crash out. I believe in it. Oh boy, the last time I met, I was really so darn pathetic. Pilot, competence is shown through action, not words. Sod and Pilot gave us a light nod before following Virgilis. Some sinners opened their mouths to speak, hesitated, then closed them again. We let them go without a word. Perhaps we didn't know what we could say to not make this an awkward farewell. Very well, please, this way. Or maybe we were simply mindful of this guy who was responsible for the quality of our stay. Or really, we just didn't want to upset him. Same thing. Alright. Yeah? This guy's quality of our stay leads us to an ambush, I guess? Alright, sir. Alright. You don't have to do that. You really don't have to do that. Alright, let me try using this full stop key clip. So we can do, we can clear the selection here, bring you here, bring you there, of course Merceau, Faust, do this, that, this, no, this. Should be fine, I think. Deep resentment ought to be what? Are you singing? Hey, look, I can't sing, and if I do sing, I'm gonna chase away everybody who's listening right now. For when the far one comes, betwixt the burnt doors shall a star fall astray. Are you sure we're going the right way? I don't like the sound of these weird songs. The main streets are most likely teeming with those seeking to bring harm to the young master, but we can beat them. Don't worry about it. We must venture an alternative path, which will lead us to the ambush. And like you said, there weren't any skirmishes once we made it deeper into dark alleyways. The lack of foot traffic would normally be pretty unsettling, but I guess that's what we needed at this moment. As for the song, it's a song that's become rather popular in the backstreets in the recent months. The lyrics are pretty, ominous for a popular song. It is a song that spread through word of mouth. It sings of how the decimated Kong family... This is not the place to discuss such matters. I will share the tale in a more appropriate setting later, should we come across it. Probably not. He's gonna die. Didn't know there was a song like that. Is this the first time you've heard of it too, Honglu? He's a posh git from a posh family. I doubt he's ever set his precious feet in the back streets, so it's no wonder he's never heard of anything like it. I have been to the back streets before, but Heathcliff isn't wrong. I did spend most of my time in my room. That is precisely because you were the most treasured one of them all, young master. Much like how the jade of the greatest worth is to be cherished, prized, and hidden in the deepest depths of one's coffers where none shall reach. I mean, sure, but I'm the type who's also like, yeah, you have this, but, eventually you should know how to use it, right? Like, there's no point of keeping stuff like that if you're just not going to use it. Like, you can admire it, but if you keep it in a place like that where you're not even admiring it, worthless. You might as well just have nothing in there and just pretend, like the most amazing thing is in there. It'll lead to the same result. Thoughts? I'm like him? No, you're not, Otis. Otis, you're slightly better because you're at least competent in combat. To a lesser degree, particularly as of late. So that guy used to work for the Zha family, huh? Do you know him, Honglu? Young master? Is there Something on my face? Ah. Honglu stopped himself as though a thought flashed in his head and glanced quietly in my direction. Then... It's nothing. Shall we continue walking down this road? Indeed, humble as I may be, I am very well versed in the roads of this area. Honglu shook his head at me as he casually changed the subject. It was as though he was trying to hide something we know from Qingtao. Should we be suspicious of something? We're gonna get jumped again. Like Gregor said, we're professionals of getting jumped. Thoughts. He is a collaborator, but only a temporary one. A degree of caution would be advisable. Given Pilot's clear, inexperienced naivete, we would do well to remain suspicious of the character. Faust and Otis approached me as Honglu was nodding along and chatting amicably with our guide. Well, looking back at our journey so far, I think we learned our lesson about blindly trusting every collaborator we come across, given that almost every time they've jumped us. And we're like, damn, I can't believe you've done this. Every single time. We'll learn one day. Probably. Potentially. With this growing mistrust in mind, I slowly made my distance from the guide before asking Faust the burning question. So, what was that about back there with Regillus? Something about him going off to help them out? The consequences of his actions at Wuthering Heights. Oh. His actions were a violation of one of the more important items in his contract with the company. He is simply taking responsibility for the breach of contract. I think back to the incident in the manor where he was trying to farm Aura. It feels like such a long time ago now. It was only like a couple of weeks. Well, that's kind of a bummer. He really helped us out of a pickle. What? That's what they're dragging him away for? Is there a problem, honored guests? It's nothing. Nothing at all. No problem. Right, Ryoshu? Stabs him right there. You idiot. Rousseau, can you carry Heath for a little bit? He's dead tired. It will be done. Heathcliff, punched in the gut by the hilt of Ryoshu's sword, fell forward right onto Merceau's welcoming shoulder. That should have been me! That should have been me! I want to be carried by Merceau! Oh my gosh, that's not fair. I want to be Heathcliff right now. That's not fair. Come on! Rodia, you can't do this to me! You know the kind of person I hate the most? The kind of dull people who can't read the room. Don't you feel the same way, Dante? Yeah? I nodded enthusiastically as something seemed to imply that she wasn't really asking me a question. I don't think she was about to punch my lights out, but... Rodion and Ryoshu judged correctly this time. Classified company information must not be discussed in the presence of an outsider. Reminds me of the time he got knocked out cold for a while because he kept asking questions without raising his hands. This guy just doesn't learn, huh? He'll learn eventually, but for now, he gets to enjoy a great ride with Merceau, and you know what? I can't be any more jealous. That's not fair. I want to be carried by Merceau. You successfully preserved the secrecy of classified information without spilling blood. I applaud the policy. I did good, didn't I? I'm just not a fan of how they're treating Heathcliff like dirt now. Yeah, you know, that's not fair. He doesn't deserve these strays. Like, yeah, maybe we could have shut him up, just like, you know, covered his mouth or something, but like, right into the gut. Come on, guys, we can do a little better than that. If it's no problemo, as you say, then that is well indeed. Yet I worry that it appears that the problem has found us anyway. I stopped and looked around, realizing that we were surrounded by a group of people wielding various weapons in their hands. What, happened to find us a safer path? I lied! It's likely that my guidance has indeed given us a much safer path away from the more obvious skirmishes. However, to my great regret, it appears that the more observant of our enemies have tracked us here. Damn it, then what are you even here for? Isn't it your job to prevent this exact scenario? Let's leave the finger pointing for later. We're gonna have to take them all down. They must not be allowed to disseminate to our current location. Exactly. Where are you slipping off to, Mr. Xingtao? I must regrettably and humbly say that my talents in war are terribly lacking. So I intend to become scarce for a moment. Yet I have the utmost faith in the strength of our young master and the honored guest in overcoming this adversity, so... Bye! Ting Tao was already standing so far away from the front line that he was practically hiding behind me. That's not correct! That is correct. If anything, we should be hiding behind him. Faust, anything you can tell us about these enemies? No, but a consultation with the Gesellschaft seems unnecessary if we are to determine whether negotiating with them is an option. Yeah, you know, that guy is trusting the clock guy for combat when the clock guy is already in the back line. Sir, Dante cannot even serve well as a meat shield. You're just gonna get sliced open. Believe me, they're coming. Merceau, wake Heathcliff up and set him down. Oh, he bumped him! Oh, Merceau, really after my own heart. It will be done. Just bunk. Alright, let's see, Merceau, you will behave, right? I see. I have no idea who they are, but sure. See, you have favored, so you're going to win this, right? Right? Surely he will win this because Merceau, I love you and you love me, right? Right? And if we don't win, oh, there he is. See, he's winning. Even though he got 2 tails right afterwards. Alright, let's do one more to get the counter. Probably will be fine. Probably will be fine. Surely you'll be fine. If anything, it's Dawn today who's getting, you know, she's not really rolling many heads at all. At least in her positive form. Maybe it's because I'm not using her manager form anymore and she's like, nah, I'm done. I'm done trying so hard. And then we can just, alright. Yeah, Tangle Cleaver. Let's do this. Oh, triple heads. Beautiful. My king. Add 0 SP. No, don't. Consider this. The slam was great. Consider that. See? It's just totally fine. Don't worry about it. Wait. It's time. It's time for Arcana Slave. Yeah, sure. I'm going to assume though when you roll the why'd you roll tails? I'm going to assume that when I get to Canto 8, I'm not going to be allowed to win raid anymore though. Okay, at least you got the second heads. At least you got that. Maybe I should have gotten Enmity Resonance. Well, oh well, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, 38? Holy shit. Sir? Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I can't believe I've been missing this entire time, Heathcliff. That was beautiful. You use base IDs? You are very strong. You're stronger than I am. I know there was someone who was trying to clear everything with base IDs beforehand, like last year. I don't know if they're still doing it though. But if it's definitely possible, I'm glad to hear it. Especially because, like, if you compare the power between most recent IDs and then base, which are just like, yeah, we'll figure it out. Smile. I guess if nothing else, I think I'm just not allowed to coast as a win rate warrior. Hostiles in the immediate vicinity have been eliminated. Our collaborator, who had been hiding far from the battle behind me, which is the worst position to be, quickly ran up to our side as soon as the fight ended. Thoughts? Are you unhurt, young master? Yep, I'm totally fine. Of course, our honored guests' martial skills were all exceptionally brilliant, but, young master, your light was the brightest even amongst the incandescent. This humble servant could not hold back his tears at this wondrous sight. To witness such excellent martial arts from none other than the young master himself, what an unexpected surprise. Hey, Otis, I hope you've learned that this kind of kissing is, I'm sure you understand now, right? But don't the children of the Zhao family undergo all kinds of strict training regimens from childhood? Yeah, like, I can't imagine doing Kanto 7 with just base IDs with how quickly the fights can ramp up. For example, like just the Dulcinea fight, because you're supposed to do damage to her, or, she's like, aha, you've activated my trap card. But every time you attack her, you just get hit with the, her spikes. And it sucks. And, well, maybe I could have, done the fight a lot better with actual healing egos, but I can only just imagine, like, not even winning those clashes. And it still took me a long while. So, I do hope that by the end of the game you can still clear everything with the base IDs just to prove a point, but also sounds crazy. It was simply my assumption that young master has ceased his trainings once he departed the family. Anyways, how do you think they tracked us down anyway? About that, it appears that we weren't exactly tracked down. Perhaps it may be that the ilk who lurk in these parts of the back streets recognize the young master's venerable countenance. I don't think my face is that well. Okay, to be fair, Honglu, you have the heterochromatic eyes, so you're slightly recognizable. The family hierarchy evaluations are nigh. Every soul living in Hongyuan must know the face of the young master who is loved by every elder of the family. It must be that they are under the assumption that you are carrying something of great value. Probably us. He's carrying us on his back or something. Family hierarchy, huh? Didn't Zhao Zichun say something about heirs back then? They all assumed wrong then. I didn't bring anything precious that the elders might be looking for. Young master. Even now? I just couldn't care less about it. That's all. Yeah, we're just here because my boss told me to be here. Besides, many of my siblings are much better fit to be the family hierarch than I am. Huh, that's... Well, that is indeed a relief. A relief, is it? Sus? Well, but of course, it is highly dangerous endeavor to partake in the hierarch evaluations, so it is of great relief to know that young master is not putting himself in unnecessary danger. I guess that could be a relief, sort of. Whew. Now that we took them all down, there shouldn't be any more on the way, right? Oh, no, we are the professionals of getting jumped. There's gonna be like 5 more groups after us, and they're gonna be like, hey, Zhao Baowu. They're like, do you have something for the hierarchy evaluations, right? And he's gonna be like, no, I don't. And nobody's gonna believe us. Not until we like beat them all and they're all dead and they're like, maybe he was right. Maybe we should have listened. Greg, can we not jinx ourselves for 1 second? Why are you laughing, Roshu? Now I'm worried. Please do not concern yourselves any further. We will take a more clandestine path. I guarantee a safe and easy passage to our destination. No, you do not. You do not guarantee shit. I still have a hard time buying that. The lay of this land would constitute a perfect place to set up an ambush in most places, yet you claim this to be the safer path? Yet, I must ask you to place your faith in this humble servant, for Hongyuan is not like most places. Fine. For now. Liz shut her eyes for a moment out of retorts, then turned to look at Ishmael. Hey Ishmael, you must have a pamphlet of this place handy, don't you? Let's look at the managerial guidelines. No way. You're actually going to read it? Why else would I ask? No, I mean, how could I not be caught off guard after almost a whole year of getting brushed off by everyone every time I plead with them to please read the damn pamphlets? Like hell, did no one think to look at the manual? Maybe it will make your life easier. You just look at the manual and we're like, nah, I'll figure it out. And then people try to figure it out and then we're like, oh shit, we're actually in trouble? Happens every single time. I will find my own intel. You're just going to ramble on and on about your grievances. Okay, fine. Here it is. Otis opened the pamphlet and began intently glaring at its text as though she didn't want to miss even the smallest detail of information in there. You'd think that Dante would read the pamphlet, given that they're the manager. But, you know, Dante decided, you know what, let's have the Gamba life. I don't need to know what's going on. I don't need to look ahead. I don't need to ask Ishmael about the pamphlet at all. It'll be just fine. If something bad happens, I can rewind the sinners. It'll be just fine. All part of the plan. And yet, the plan could be better if they just read the pamphlet. Suspicion is clear on her knitted brows. Can't believe I'm praising this kind of person. Thank you, Rogia. Okay. Limbus players, when they don't read, yeah, you know, reading would be easier. But, you know, reading it's a difficult thing. And I'm not claiming to be a great reader, I'm just claiming to just exist. I've also done all my reading in LobCorp and Librarina. If anything, I think my reading ability just deteriorated. Because in LobCorp, I was like, no, I completely understand what to do. And then Librarina, I was just kind of like question marking half the passives. I was like, do I understand this correctly? I think I understand this correctly. And then, you know, Purple Tier was like, no, you don't understand this correctly. And now Limbus, I'm just like, blah, 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 does a lot of damage. Yep, got it. Understood. We were on a desperate run. All the while fighting off hordes upon hordes of enemies. Safer path, by the way. Boy, what happened to safe and easy passage? Explain this shite. It appears that the young master's radiant countenance was made known. I thought we were finding a more clandestine passage. How come we're getting jumped by even more enemies? As I have said, the young master's radiant countenance plays a big part to how you're all masters of getting jumped on. At least try to give a little variation to your excuses. I cannot so easily say that he is being untruthful given the disjointed allegiance of the enemies attacking us. Otis played with the pamphlet in her hand, clearly frustrated but unable to establish anything concrete. For people without a clear allegiance to attack a member of the Jia family? Looks like everyone in the back streets have been getting pretty plucky while I was away. Back then, I couldn't even catch a glimpse of their faces. They'd all be on their hands and knees whenever we walked past. What a wonderful change! Oh, Honglu. Oh, Honglu, that's precious of you. Boy, shove that wonderful change up your arse, you bloody loon! How much longer till we get there? My Kazan is near. Calm your worries. Our guide seems oddly calmer now than he did at the beginning of this journey, because there's probably another ambush at the Kazan. Did he really get numbed to all the violence that fast, or... Speaking of which, what's a Kazan? It's a term commonly used to refer to taverns, inns, or equivalent places of lodging in this region. Lodging, huh? Like a hotel? It's gonna be pretty fancy then, huh? Do they serve like complimentary snacks and drinks like the warp train? Not sure about that, but it seems like Kazans also serve alcohol and food alongside their lodging services. Maybe we can get a meal in there. And, hopefully we won't be attacked there like this. Oh, hey, Gregor, why'd you say that? We're gonna get jumped. Remember, we are the getting jumped masters. Residential non-aggression taboo. Any mutual acts of violence inside a residential building is, within the particular area and floor of Hongyuan, a taboo. A taboo we may rest easy within then. I saw Faust's eyebrows slightly twitch, as though she had just heard the most ridiculous thing. But I guess I'll ask her about it later. Guy, he literally lies as he breathes. Phew, man, if it's for some kind of family hierarchy or family head selection contest, why couldn't they save all this fighting until then? Because it would be too late. Late how? Every hierarch candidate must have brought incredibly precious treasures with them. It would be nice if they believed that their own treasure is the most precious of them all, but everyone's going to try to take each other's just to be sure. I see. Just in case someone else brought something even better than their own. And might as well kill them too for the sake of convenience. Gotta get rid of the competition. Is that how the folks in your family think? What kind of line of thinking is that? But other families didn't seem too different from mine. Damn. Despite deepest apologies for intruding upon this most enthralling conversation, however, we may be inviting even further trouble by dallying here. With that, the guide pulled out a watch to check the time. It will be nighttime soon. Oh, sweepers? Sweep. Lots of sweeping? But for now, honestly, I really like these backgrounds. I love all the details put in there. Oh, this is so good. Alright, Merceau, I believe in you. You guys got this. I'm just like, you know, kind of checking the digital assistant, and I'm like, yeah, they got this. I look back and it's like everybody says, oh shit, what happened? Any... we'll probably be fine. Probably. Oh, you didn't have to roll tails for that. You didn't have to roll tails, but that's okay. Sure, why not? Oh, Dawn? Third head? Oh, not third head. Man, that's okay. That's alright for now. You have quite a bit of ammo left. Okay, they'll be fine. Probably. But just in case, you know, you can go into your Savage Tiger round mode. Wait, what's this? Okay. Arcana Baits. I'll save it for next turn. Or, actually, if anything. More laser. More laser. We love the laser here. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Never mind. We lost that. Oh. Probably be fine. Yeah, big laser, but the small laser was failed. Absolutely failed. But, you know, should probably be fine. Oh. Well, that's cute. So I guess I could slowly build like a pause team, just with those two alone, and then probably like Chief Butler Ryoshu, and then whoever else I can get my hands on. late lineage, so I probably have to dispense him eventually. I just have to double check if I have enough boxes. Now, here we are. Is this the place? After running through alleyway after alleyway, after turning corner after corner, we finally came across the sight of several small buildings tightly built next to one another. At the center of them was a building lit with red lamps adorned with a doorplay with complicated-looking letters scribbled all over it. This is shoddier than I expected. Hey, isn't this place a little too trashy to house your precious young master? That is not our building. Please look this way to see where our honored guests will be staying for the night. It's literally a case of turnaround. I knew it! I heard so much from Honolulu about all the splendor, all the... We followed Ting Tao's finger and arrived at a small warehouse of sorts, its exterior painted in black. Oh, even better! That looks smaller than even Mephistopheles. Can we all even fit in there? Hey, that place looks trashy as heck even for us, let alone your young master. This is the nearest Kazan we could afford to stay in, at least among the ones that I manage. You must be incompetent then. Yet its location in backstreets heavily limits the level of decency you can afford. My deepest and sincerest apologies, young master. Don't worry, we can always sleep in decent places. It looks just fine for an overnight stay to me. Are you nuts? Can that thing even fit all of us in there? Much did I wish to guide the honored guests of the family mansion in the central zone. However, this time... Oh, the sweeping wave. I can't snooze ads anymore, so I'm going to play ads for a couple minutes to turn off pre-rolls, and I'll see you guys in a couple minutes. So get up, stretch, and hydrate. I guess thinking about it now, I wonder if anybody who's still, who came from Canis's raid, assuming that you also played Limbus, has any of you tried the new Otis or the new Merceau ego? I've been thinking of at least getting one of them, especially for Otis because she lacks options besides her magic bullet. So I've just been curious to see about whether or not it's actually worth it to go for them, or if I should just, I mean, in terms of dispensing, not actually rolling for them. I'm not that silly, but like, yeah, I'm thinking about it because I know that there's Otis' Molar Office one, which is really good for Tremor, but I don't know which one's better. You haven't tried them? All right. Well, in that case, I guess I will also just check. I know it feels like a kind of a weird time because it comes after Walpurgis, and at this point, nobody really has currency to roll or dispense. But man, the Merceau ego looks so cool. But I'm also like, can I justify getting this ego for Merceau over just an ID like Blade Lineage? Because as much as I like Merceau's like capo one, like, don't get me wrong, I love it way too much of just how handsome it is. It's only one ID and it may not always work. So, yeah, I need alternatives. Man, I just want all the Merceau IDs, but I don't have the boxes for them. I need a farm mirror dungeon. Doesn't that start at 3:13 in the morning? I feel like we've got plenty of time to get there. Oh, believe me. 3:13 is nothing. It'll come up to you faster than you think it will. Exactly. Don't we have more than enough time to get to the family mansion? According to the H-Corp travel guide, the central area is only like an hour away from here. Has the honored guest traveled to District 8 before? Well, no. This is my first time here, but... Then one must ask how the honored guest could claim to have the full understanding of a place merely by flipping through a book, when she hasn't had to contend with it in person. Innumerable, unpredictable changes await in this teeming jungle of buildings. The ever-shifting structures, the constantly changing paths, ambushes from foolish yet vicious syndicates, or even offices of back streets. Oh, we are beset by danger from all sides. Such a bold, flippant approach to predicting the phenomenon of this place is to court death. Even a taller must know that. Dots. Wow, hey, you know, Ishmael, he's kind of not wrong, but also, like, the guy could have just explained that, oh, you know, actually, these are the things that happened. One fails to disguise his utter sorrow at the inadequacy of her wisdom. Is it just me, or are we all thinking back to Ishmael back at the Great Lake? Zip it, Dante. But if the guidebook lists the path, does it not imply that it's technically possible to reach there in time? Otis suddenly took a step forward. In her hand was the H-Corp travel pamphlet that Ishmael was talking about. I have faith that if our executive manager would lead us in your directionally challenged stead, they would be able to lead us to our destination before night falls. Oh, Otis, you are putting a lot of pressure on Dante, and I'm real. I love Dante. They're great. But I don't know if they're capable of this. Me? This does not appear to have been discussed beforehand, or aforehand. Very well, allow me to speak freely without frills. Y'all are stupid. My responsibility is to bring the honored guests to the central zone and to ensure the young master's safety. It is, indeed, technically possible to reach the family mansion before the night in the back streets commences. Technically. He's just underlining a couple times in his own subtitles. Yet, not even one iota of danger the young master shall be permitted. The mission that has been so graciously bestowed upon this humble servant is not to guide the young master with haste, but to guide him with utmost safety. Hey, listen, you're doing a terrible job on that. Just gonna be real. This is like 1 out of 5 stars right now. Oh. It is said that those engaging in strategies and plans must remain wary of losing sight of their purpose, to stubbornly forge on toward the family mansion in lieu of necessary intel to see when these mobs of assailants would end is to wrongly prioritize the journey over the destination. Ow! Oh my gosh. Phew. Oh, you. Wonderful. Truly impressive. You have all the qualities of someone I would trust my life when devising a stratagem. This is the most fitting attitude for those who genuinely wish the best for those they serve. Really? You're just gonna start going along with him all of a sudden? He literally pulled a Talk 100. I have misunderstood your intentions, truly. They sparked my ire by comparing some of your choice words with my very own. Yet now my eyes have been opened to the honest loyalty that lies within your heart. This humble servant did not imagine, even in his wildest dreams, that there would be someone who understands the fathoms of his loyalty. It seems that young master has certainly gained an eye for allies and fellowships. This is a cause for much relief in my heart. Listen to him, this one knows how to jest. They're basically best buds now, huh? You know, by those sounds, I don't think it's best buds. I think they just want to throttle each other. I may have lost my cool for a moment there. Anyway, this man speaks true. It is highly likely that we would be exposed to attacks of similar nature were we to continue moving at this time. She's just fully on the side now, isn't she? That's when I realized that she was looking my direction. The exaggerated smile had all but completely faded from her face, replaced with an odd but dead serious expression. When our gazes locked, she nodded. She must be completely turned around by that guy. Is this her way of saying, so long, I'm gonna quit and go work with this guy now. Thanks for everything? Don't trust Otis. She is the imposter. And as for this hotel, it is still much better than sleeping in outdoor barracks. Tent barracks. We should be able to relieve ourselves of some fatigue here before moving on. Did you not earlier insist on continuing our search for a better accommodation with the greatest vehemence, Miss Otis? Yeah, whatever. We get your point. Let's go inside. Whew. My humblest self can only behold your generous acceptance of this insufficient lodging with the deepest gratitude. After all the serious talk, the man seemed oddly relieved to hear our decision as he brought his fist and palm together. Architecture of today mustn't be judged with such haste merely by an observation of their exterior. The interior may hold aught to be surprised of. Worry not, the inside is just as shitty as its outside. With Rodion surrendered, wouldn't that be nice? We made our way into the building. Ooh, this actually ain't so bad. It's clean in here. This place presents a rather classical aesthetic. The landscape paintings lining the walls give off a rather sophisticated mood. And it's much more spacious inside than it looks from the outside. Did they use some kind of space expansion technology in here too? No, it seems that the building only appears small due to the density of structures in proximity. Oh, visual illusions. Got it. Well, the door is now open. Should my presence be required, I shall be in the small shed next to this building. Please do converse freely. Clearly no ways to, like, listen in on your conversations here. The man smiled awkwardly and quietly excused himself as the excitement among the sinners began to grow. Dots. Meanwhile, Hong Lu stood a fair distance from the guide, quietly watching his face as he left. His expression was enigmatic, as if he were gazing upon the clouds, the flowers, or even the wind. Yet there was no light in those eyes. It was as if they beheld a storm cloud, a desolate field of white wilted flowers, and a howling, destructive gale. Do you suspect something, Hong Lu? So I decided to ask. Not yet, I don't think. Huh? Not yet? So, big brother, something fell off to you too, huh? Oh! Zichun! That's when we caught a familiar voice. Wow, Zichun, it's you, and so soon too! Yeah, I told you I had a feeling we'd be seeing each other again very soon. Have you been well, young master? I'm so glad to see that you're doing well, Mr. Wei. But wait, don't tell me you're staying here too, Zichun. I normally wouldn't ever set foot in a place like this, but I ran into some kind of large-scale construction on my way back to the family mansion. Had to come in through the back streets. So we weren't the only ones troubled by that random construction site. Whoa! Hail to thee! The confident look on Zichun's face was immediately replaced by that of alarm. Did she lose her memories again? Is she with you? No, Don Quixote's the same as always. But she looks like such an airhead. Young Zichun, well, wouldst thou accompany me to the lounge, but for a moment, so that we may share a moment of catching up. Thoughts? Oh, yeah. Actually, let's do that. Hold on. Zichun seemed to hesitate for a moment, staring at Don Quixote after hearing that her memories were intact, before walking right up to her. I like that idea. Shall we? Wei, why don't you go and find a room for me to stay in while we talk some things out with her? What? You wanted to do some catching up, right? Tis, Manager Squire. Loss of critical personnel may be a cause for disciplinary action, Dante. I don't think there's anything wrong with making friends, though. Looks like Zichun really likes Don Quixote if she's comfortable enough to tease her like that. It's not Don Quixote she likes. She obviously just wants Don Quixote's power she saw back then. My lady, this is hardly the appropriate place for... Fine, I'll try again later. Go get some sleep. I'm heading in too. Zichun sighed with a bit of disappointment before heading into the lobby. Well, let's all head inside now. So I and the rest of the sinners followed her into the lodging. So I'm expecting that given the whole sweepers thing, they're just gonna pull up the shelter, and technically, since we're considered outside, they're gonna jump us. Oh, that's cute that they have little chibi sprites. Well, I mean, I know Zichun does, but Wei does too. That's nice. Suspicion. Yeah. Why is he staying in the little shelter or lodge outside? Huh, Mr. Singzao? Thoughts. Everyone was busy looking around and commenting on various things in our lodging, but Sinclair appeared to be the most anxious of them all. Sinclair? Something in here stands out. Like, imagine an ideal picture. Did you call? Oh, I missed that jokey song. That's not what I was. I'm not. Anyway, am I the only one who feels like something stands out, like a sore thumb from the whole picture? He's ideal. Thank you, Yisung. You brightened my day. Oh, yeah, glad you brought it up. I didn't say anything because I thought it was just me. Rotya! So, what's so off about this place anyway? Oh, what about this? Oh, sorry. I thought there was an extra word. Isn't it obvious? Where's all the complimentary snacks go? Oh, what's with that mystery table at the center of this room? Guys? Your priorities are a little bit Sure. Thoughts. Thoughts. That is kind of weird though. What's that table doing there? You sit at the table. You're on the cushion, you sit on it, and then you eat the food. Its saturated colors are quite the pleasant sight to behold. So, is it any better inside? What the hell is that hideous table? The kerfuffle sparked by the particularly unsightly piece of indoor furniture called somewhat once everyone made it inside the building. This is literally like every single like Animal Crossing, Harvest Moon, any sort of like indoor decoration like game game mode whatsoever. This is the tutorial. You have this empty room and you're told to place something. So they're placing the table. You get this random table and you just plop, and that's it. They captured it quite well because most people like to just put it in the center. If they flip the table, you're gonna lose it. Hey, you know, I fully expect somebody, they won't flip the table, but somebody will bop them into the table. Yeah, and there's at least some food on there, so that would suck because, you know, don't waste food, but someone is gonna get knocked into it, and I fully expect it to either be Heathcliff or Sinclair. Of course, no one was able to discern the real purpose of that table yet. Every step on the floor leaves black residue of the shoes. Take off your fucking shoes, guys! Not only the floor, touching the walls leaves an unidentifiable black substance on one's fingers. They just got painted! Not to mention how the walls ripple in an odd fashion. What could possibly be the construction of this structure? Probably a fake building. Well, my guess is that the maintenance staff's been slacking. Maybe, but why is everything so neatly organized if that's the case? I've been to enough seedy establishments to tell when a place has gone a while without a tidy up. The only difference you see right now is that you're using a healer instead of mage? Alright, well, in that case, you know, great minds think alike. So really, ultimately, it's probably gonna diverge soon. And by soon, I mean probably next stream, because, you know, merchant main. All I care about is money, and getting money, and luck builds. While you're going the smart option, going strength build. At least it appears that each room is furnished with a bed. While this is far from optimal, executive manager, we may be able to rest here. But you know what? Consider my playthrough the playthrough of this is how good or bad a luck build is, versus your playthrough being like, this is how good doing proper builds is. I guess they really didn't have time to clean up. Jessie Chun, the last person to walk in after having taken her time to examine the area outside the lobby, stared blankly around the room with an aghast expression. Oh, we're talking about Metaphor Refantasio. So both Sage and I are doing our playthroughs. Totally coincidence, by the way. And we have different builds. I'm going with the luck build. Luck and with a little bit of agility and maybe endurance if I need to. But that's my build. Sage is going with a strength build. So, you know, Unga Bunga. I'm not even sure what to say to this ridiculous negligence. Then found her room after leaving a scathing remark. It ain't the first time we've sauntered right into some shady business, in it. Let's just cross that bridge when we come out of it, yeah? Yeah, we gotta go Gamba build. So, if I'm going in class that's all about Gamba smacking people with an abacus and using money to attack, almighty, high crit rate, nothing can go wrong, believe me. I guess anyone can tell that there was something definitely wrong about that guy. Why put in a luck class if not to kill things with it, right? Some sinners, including Heathcliff, had already slumped to the floor vociferously? Sorry, hey, help. What is that word? I'm like, English is my native language, but what is that? I'm gonna Google search it. Expressing their desire to rest with a collective sigh of exhaustion. Vociferous. Let's see. It's especially if a person's speech vehement or clamorous. I see. Understood. We could have said better. We could have said more like other terms, but you know what? Fair enough. Well, it's pretty weird, but at least we have a roof over our heads. Animated. Yeah. I'm just like, help? In that case, Dante, perhaps this may be a good time to announce today's close of business. Huh, I have never made this announcement but outside of the bus before. All right, I hereby confirm today's close of business for the sinners. Understood. Thank you kindly. Starting now, you all will be given a maximum of 12 hours to partake in sleep and rest. The duration is subject to change. Have a good night. As soon as she finished, the sinners each began to relax in their own ways. Some stumbling into their rooms, while others lingered to speculate over the bizarre table at the center room. I'm telling you, we are inside a house building tutorial. You just place the table. You always place the table first. It's always the table. If anyone does any other piece, like, you know, like maybe a chair, like a partition, or like the walls or whatever, don't trust them. It's always the table first. Thoughts? Say for Otis, that is. Got something to say, Otis? Yes, Executive Manager. It's about our guide, Tsing Tao. Oh, your new best friend from earlier? They were like, man, I hate this guy, and then Otis literally pulled out, it's like, I hate this person, and 10 minutes later, like, me with the bestie. Seems like you guys were getting along pretty well. What? That is simply untrue. Did you not see the signal I gave you earlier? What signal? Oh, you mean when you nodded slightly in my direction? Indeed! That individual has an informational advantage over us when it comes to this locale. Regardless of how sound the accusations we came up were, he would have been able to explain them away using his familiarity with the region. I thought, as the party with the information disadvantage, it would be wise to feign camaraderie and friendship with that individual and go along with their plans while trying to dig out as much intel as possible. I seriously thought that suspicious guy totally won you over. Executive Manager, I've been in the business for many years. How could you even imagine I would be fooled by an amateur spy who's so overly it's nothing. Sus? Otis's disappointment was palpable and her day was not ruined. But she stopped herself as though she remembered that there were more important matters at hand. Well, it is uncertain as to how long that individual will be accompanying us. It would be reasonable to speculate that he approached the LCCB with the explicit purpose of eliminating Honglu, Jia Baoyu. I present the fact that it was Pilot, that inexperienced greenhorn, who somehow conveniently came across this connection, as another evidence supporting suspicion. That's also true. Guy is literally too gullible for his own good. Faust also has information to share. Faust joined the conversation after listening to us discuss for some time. A review of every known taboo has failed to identify one he called residential non-aggression taboo that universally prohibits acts of violence within residential areas. Then that also has to be... It is too early to come to conclusions regarding that matter. It appears that the area, Hongyuan, has taboos that change depending on your location within its territory. However, considering every other circumstantial evidence, we can come to a conclusion that he was most likely lying to us. Cleo was hired to kill us. And Zichun. 2 birds with 1 stone, and then he gets paid. Your assessment cannot be denied. In that case, we must already be deep within the enemy's machinations. The constant stream of random assailants we faced earlier was also most likely a part of their plan. It may very well be that the building itself is also a trap, yet we lack the intelligence about this particular backstreets to be certain. However, we did have one minor advantage. It seems that they have severely underestimated our capabilities given the low caliber of the assailants they decide to send after us. One thing we can capitalize on is that our mutual lack of intel. Keep our guard up, remain alert, and we should be able to navigate our way out of this trap, Executive Manager. Okay, I get it now. I'm sorry about the misunderstanding. Honestly, I didn't know who or what to trust. Then I would appreciate it if you could trust me fully next time. This is something that's going to come back in her, Kanto. Just you wait. She's going to do something that's so completely sus, and we're going to be like, nah, I believe in Otis. And that's how we get our golden bow, and that's how we build up the social link. And she gets her character development, because we decide to trust her. Otis bowed politely and returned to her room. Faust and I chatted a little more about Tsingtao and his plans, but our discussion ended without bearing much fruit. And then it's gonna be the sweepers, because they're gonna be like, oh, joke's on you, actually not a shelter. Aha! Never mind. We're witnessing something. I don't like the fact that it's positioned right at where Zichun and Wei is, because they're like implying, oh, you know, maybe they're doing something kind of sus? That would not be great. I realized that Honglu was missing as I was spending more time chatting with the sinners. I didn't notice him going into his room, so I walked to the exit, about to look for Honglu outside, and ran into Jia Zichun and Wei, who decided to stay in the room close to the door. It's getting late. Where are you going alone without a guard? Oh, just looking for Honglu. Thoughts. Right. I can't understand what you're saying. Oh, right. Can somebody help? Do we have a piece of paper? Can we communicate using like a phone? Just like type words in there? Oh. Something like that. When it comes to conversing without the sinners, I find that there are two types of people. The first type usually says whatever is on their mind without pausing for or to hear my reply. Those three. Given that this type of person isn't actually looking to communicate with me, that simplifies things a little on my end. However, it's oddly insulting, as it seems as though they don't recognize me as a human, but rather a clock on a wall. And the other type is the one that reads me so well that they might as well be able to hear what I'm saying. Like Virgilius. Virgilius falls into the same category. He recognizes the pitch of my tics and talks, reads my body language, or sometimes even claims to see my expressions, like how Don Quixote does. If anything, I fully believe that Virgilius actually can understand Dante. He's just pretending not to, because he thought it'd be funny. And Jesse Chun, who saw through me with that short exchange. Okay, let's see. Just looking to get some early morning air? Oh, Does your prosthetic head even have a respiratory function? Wouldn't have guessed from the way it looks. Did not belong in either category. No, not really. I'm just looking for Honglu because I haven't seen him in a while. You're shaking your head, so no. Then are you looking for something to eat? She's a new one. The type that tries to figure out what I'm saying without asking for help. My lady, would it not be wise to wake or find someone who may be able to translate? They would have done that themselves if it were something important. I'm kind of curious though. What was that hand gesture you made when I first asked? You, brought your index fingers up to your cheeks. Well, Honglu's always smiling. Oh my gosh, that is not the... Dante. So I thought maybe I could simulate his smile to convey that I'm looking for him. Perhaps. It was an effort to express cuteness or beauty, going, ooh woo. What? No, I was just trying to express a smiling face. Oh no, this isn't going to be easy, isn't it? Or you know, they're doing that one like yandere image, just with like the hands on the cheeks and just like staring at the other person. I'm sorry, Dante, your reputation is just going to be in the mud by the end of this entire game. They're TikToking a lot more vigorously. Hey, I think you're onto something. No. Go back. This conversation was starting to veer into completely unintended territory. After a bit of trial and error called charades. I see. You're looking for my big brother, huh? She's just like drunk you, for real? Oh, I see. I understand. We took some very roundabout ways by pulling out a piece of paper and doing hangman and just being like, I am looking for your brother. And they had to guess letters. And then it took a while. We just sat there. But I was eventually able to get her to understand what I was trying to say. Well, if he's who you're looking for, that's easy. You should be able to find him by the lounge back there. I doubt he's got very far from there, if he's even left. So that's what you're trying to so hard to communicate? Jesse Chun was, strangely enough, disappointed and dispirited by my reply. I did have something to tell you too, but never mind. I feel like the mood's been ruined. Let's talk about this at another time. I was curious, but it would also take ages for me to ask how she's feeling. So I nodded to express my gratitude before heading to the back entrance. And found Honglu, gazing at the hazy scene out of the opaque window. Honglu, if you say something about how the moon is beautiful tonight, I will accept it. I will accept your feelings. What are you doing here? People watching. Oh, good hobby. There were some people stumbling through the streets outside. As I stared outside the window at the scene, Honglu seemed to sense what I was thinking and began. Are you worried for me, Dante? Well, yeah, it's your turn, Honglu. Your turn to have your emotional breakdown. It really is. I'm back at H Corp and everyone's talking about the family hierarchy selection. But you don't have to worry about me at all. Because I do not wish for anything from Limbus Company. Really? I'm not like Yi-sang. I'm not hiding my true feelings. No one gave me a wonderful promise like they would help me recover my torn and broken wings. I joined only to have some new experience, that's all. But we do know that something's definitely going to happen, whatever it might be. You might end up distorted again. Merceau will not be able to stop you. Something that will shake you to your very core. Even if you didn't wish for anything, going through something like that could. Probably yes, but it's okay. I'm used to being led by the will of others anyway. No matter what happens here, I can't do this like everyone else. Because that's how it's always been. Whatever happens to me or to those around me, I only... Oh? You know what, Honglu? It's okay. We'll be there for you. We'll tell you, hey, do you want vanilla ice cream or chocolate ice cream? And then that's how he'll distort. Boy, let go of me. Just listen to that talking and tell me I'm not supposed to get mad at that. Dang it, lower your voice. What are you guys doing back there? Gregor and Heathcliff, the two most bullied sinners in the LCB, who were most likely hiding behind that external door, tumbled into view. I knew I shouldn't have come here with this guy. Couldn't you be patient for even a few minutes before bursting out of here? How long have you two been, doing that thing? Listening? From the very start course, I thought he was finally making some sense at first. But what's that? That you're used to following others' will? I didn't mean to irk you, Heathcliff. I'm only telling the truth. Bloody hell, I'm about to burst a vessel. Oi, buggy bloke. Am I supposed to practice patience after listening to that drivel? I think I'm practically plenty of patience, despite you calling me buggy bloke out of nowhere. So yeah, you are. That's not what I... Finally, some silence. Anyways, sorry about listening, fellas. I'll let you in some big secret if you'll let this one slide, though. What's the secret? Gregor rubbed his arms awkwardly as I stared at him in silence, then pointed at a pillar in an exaggerated motion. Guess who's hiding behind that pillar, Manager Bud? With that, two familiar figures stumbled out into view from behind the pillar. How did you betray us like that, Gregor? B-W-A-H-A. Bad, weak, and highly annoying. Good night, snooze fests. What she says. Question mark? Huh? Huh? Did I get that wrong? I never said G-N-S. When did you get a F-U? Ryoshu looked at Sinclair with some interest before slicing open the ceiling above the entrance. And with an uncharacteristically wet noise for something cutting through a wall, a black, ink-like substance dropped onto the floor, followed by Roji and Otis crashing. Oh my gosh, these guys, we're a disaster. Cannot have any sort of privacy or like heart bonding because everybody has to make it their business. There's no way. Man, it's gonna blow up. It's ever gonna blow up in everybody's faces. None of you can do stealth whatsoever. G-T-F-O. Well, didn't realize I had garnered such an audience for my story. Executive Manager, the sole reason I followed you out here was for the purpose of protection, as I was concerned for your safety. I am not like the others who have followed you merely to sate their curiosities. Yeah, they're a circus. I'm so entertained because if there's a way that these guys can just like screw up, they will find a way. This is free entertainment. Me? I was just bored. She was just bored. Sinclair, why were you listening? I'm concerned. Oh, unless you were just curious, then, well, man. And you guys say the others are bad. Then, shall we continue the conversation, Dante? Thoughts? Everyone, back to your rooms, now. Dante went full parent mode. You're all misbehaving children. And I respect it. They all witnessed him just being like, oh yeah, I'm gonna just talk about my own situation. Oh, the Hay Show pack. These guys, I remember them like through my polls. Thank you, Faust. Oh, really? Wait. Oh, well, wait. What are you weak to? You're weak to blunt. All right, perfect. So what we'll do something like this. We'll do this. Well, no, but this. I really need a better Gregor idea. I'm gonna be real because G Corp Manager Corporal is not it. Like, it is. Okay, maybe it can like help with like sustain purposes, but this is not it when I have to kill things in 10 turns. After that little kerfuffle, just as everyone was scattering to their rooms, Otis suddenly began to vehemently oppose leaving me all by my own. Are you absolutely certain, Executive Manager? Seriously, don't worry about it. I usually took the night watch on the bus anyway. That is true. However, we are currently in uncharted territory for our team. We do not have much experience sleeping at a place where our safety is an absolute guarantee. You could get assassinated, and if you die, we're fucked. Hey, we're literally right next door to them, so it'll take less than 5 seconds for us to come over when something happens. Do you not know that every second matters in emergencies? Now, Babushka the camp. Let's get ya out of here. An oddly familiar sequence of events and words played out, and they eventually left my room, gently closing the door behind them. Finally, some peace and quiet. I sit on the corner of the bed, surrounded by silence, and allow my shoulders to slump for once. I don't need to sleep like the sinners do, but the fatigue doesn't go away on its own. I need some time to relax and empty my thoughts every once in a while. While I've gone somewhat used to the pain, it still hurts like hell when I rewind the sinner's time. And the longer this journey got, the more frequent and severe the sinner's injuries became. They did get stronger, that's for sure, but so did our enemies, which means that my clock is always turning and turning without a moment to rest. Thoughts. So, I think of the star. Before the great gates, which I face with every revival, I witness its intricate engravings and feel its silent vibrations. Even after a whole year, I am still no closer to understanding what they were supposed to represent. But by emptying my thoughts and just taking in the sights, I find myself calming down. Also, the wind is quite cool and crisp tonight. Wait, that's weird. Wind? What's this sudden chill? We're supposed to be inside when we don't have AC. Something opened the window, but there's no way this gentle breeze could have unlatched and left my window wide open like that. And if it did, it would have made a pretty loud noise. Besides, this chill isn't coming from in front of me. I slowly turn around to look at where the window was supposed to be, only to see a melted wall and intruders slinking through this newfound opening. Oh, well, you know, no wonder the sweepers come in, because technically this is not considered a closed domicile anymore. So they're like, oh, free real estate. Who are you? Dots. As though driven by some unknown survival instinct, I rolled off the bed. But there was already a blade right at where my neck and head met, its steel shearing cold. Just a little nudge, and I'd be dead even before I could even make a tick. I remembered how worried Otis was to leave me alone. I thought she was just being paranoid. I should have trusted her judgment. Just as I was getting ready for my final struggle, my final moments filled with regret about not listening to Otis's advice, and then Ryoshu comes in being super based. What a pathetically thin blade. Too delicate to have the clock C-I-H. Don't you think? Ryoshu leapt down from the ceiling. What? Ryoshu? Oh, hello, Rusty. I hope your day's going well. I can see more Limbus Company, and apparently Ryoshu was like hiding on our ceiling the entire time, which is honestly kind of based about her, but also, really? Ryoshu? Snuck in thinking I was about to see something interesting, but you're just some beast with steel. I looked up to see the ceiling torn open, dripping with vicious paint-like fluid, just like as I saw earlier during my conversation with Honolulu. Executive Manager, are you unharmed? And Otis, peeking out from the gap. I, Otis, was the one who instructed Ryoshu that the ceiling had a room to hide in. Remember that. Shut up and help me. Oh, I thought this one was just some beast with steel. I could have cut this beast in half, sword and all, had I not been on the bus. All of your abilities were diminished the moment you were hired by this company, equally defanged and depowered, if you will. I suddenly recalled Hohenheim's commentary back at the LCE. I had a vague notion of what he meant, but now I was really feeling it. Ryoshu's gonna be absolutely terrifying if she ever gets her full strength back. NFW. What is happening? Just as Ryoshu was struggling to stop that one blade, the intruder pulled out another dagger with their other arm and slashed Ryoshu's neck. A beast of a Heisho pack. The intruder would have cut her throat had Wei not burst through my door. Who wields you now? Dots. I don't suppose dialogue is an option. Light enters not the vast garden, yet falls a star into its fathom still. No. The intruder reached into his clothes, muttering an odd invocation. Little shit. A talisman. Wei, get it together. My lady. Just as the intruder's muttering began to grow intense, Jazzy Chun leapt into my room and stuck the stranger with her fan. Were you going to let that bastard finish that stupid spiel? They almost activated the Q-Corp talisman. Apologies, my lady. It seems I still remain somewhat bound by that spell. Listen, you're no longer a Heisho. You serve me now. Got that? You don't have to let those things control you anymore. Yes, my lady. My apologies. I fell limply to the bed with the sudden alleviation of stress and pressure. Hey, aren't you... I can't understand them anyway. I managed to stop the assassin before he laid a hand on them, fortunately. Got it. I don't think there was anyone else in here. Let's switch the lights on. Click. When the lights came on, we saw... This one's from a Mao branch, isn't it? There was a black bamboo hat wearing assassin on the ground. The walls that appeared solid before we all went to sleep were now melting away as they were a vicious fluid. There is something wrong with this building. Yeah, no shit. I knew that they must have done something to the building, but how is a Heisho here? This whole operation's gotta be spearheaded by someone with the real power. This isn't just an ambush from an overexcited family hire a contestant. What I don't understand is, why the Mao branch? There are better Heisho branches to use if all they wanted was to cut off the clock's head. Not a good building? Yeah, it was kind of suspicious. Kind of, not intact. They had just the basic table sitting in the whole entire room, like most house building tutorials, but we're just like, No, this is probably fine. Nothing will go wrong. Absolutely sus, but we're like, nah, they would never try to hurt us. After all these people try to jump us and wanting to kill us for the whole, like, family hierarchy candidacy thing, no way that this person we have trusted, well, more like person we're following, who comes from this person who's clearly inept and too naive for his own good, no way would they ever plan to assassinate us. That'd be silly. Absolutely stupid. No way. Then they must have had a different purpose, huh? Correct. This one is from the Mal branch of the Heisho Pax, which means more of them must have infiltrated this building. Though not the scale of the Z branch, the Mal branch always moves in groups. Therefore, their goal must be to kill every guest staying in this Kazan, including you, my lady. Then, we've got to get moving. We can't let them surround us if we want even a chance of surviving this. Dante! Sinners burst into my room, slamming the door open again. Don't. Thank me later. If we don't move our asses, we're good as dead. Wait. Yes. We don't have the time to contact the main forces of our faction at the family mansion. You know what to do when we're at a numerical disadvantage, right? It will be done, my lady. Jesse, Chun, and Wei immediately abandoned us as soon as they saw the sinners enter, as though they've been waiting in here for my protection. Don Quixote and Gregor stood red-faced on the edge. Merceau was covered in battle wounds, and Otis wore an inscrutable expression. I stand before you in shame, to have to borrow the hands of another to protect the executive manager. No, I should have listened to what you said. Extrapolating from the pattern by which the walls have been disintegrated, it's likely that they utilized the identical means of infiltration for each sinner. Oh, right. Were you attacked by bamboo-hatted assailants too? Their ranks numbered many, Manager Esquire, yet for how many of them there were, they were unsettling smart. Verily, we were almost... Not almost. I saw on the way here that some of us did get killed, impaled straight through the guts. 07's people. So what he said about how fighting indoors was taboo was a lie. How utterly cowardly and unjust of that vile cur to strike from these shadows. Alas, now is not the moment to ruminate upon their villainy. Yeah, 07's. You know what? I'm pretty sure Heathcliff's the first one to get killed. I just have a feeling. And if not Heathcliff, it's probably Sinclair. Correct. Besides, exclamation mark. There's more of them waiting to sink their blades into us. And that's why these 5 survived, because they're the most competent. I think. Potentially. Probably. Alright, team. You got this, right? Repress Bloodthirst. Okay. Level 60. You get Death Right Haste. Rupture count. Oh, is this like the Night Owls where they just go fast? Oh, this is not good. This is gonna suck. Because the Night Owls back in the Library of Arena, they were so good because they were fast. You shot Dawn? Why'd you shoot Dawn? Yeah, they're very fast. You know, maybe this is where I stop win rating. That's all I'm gonna say. Maybe this is where I stop. Okay, ma'am, why do you keep targeting my team? Why'd you do that? I'm asking for a friend. Oh. Wait. Because I keep losing the 50-50. That's why. I still win rating? Yeah, I'm just gonna still win rate. I'm gonna win rate until it doesn't work anymore. Trust. But you know what? Win rating seems to be fine so far, so I'm not concerned. For now. They're fast, but you know what? Win rate is, it's doing its job. And that's what matters. Alright, you know, given that my Merceau is winning clashes all the time, I feel like I just want to send my Merceau luck to Canis. Whenever they, like, do more Limbus again. Because I feel like it's a little bit unfair. Just a little bit. Ignore Gregor. This is the Gregor's regular state of mind. Or existence. Yeah, they'll probably be fine. But yeah, Rusty, win rating is the way. Especially when, you know, nothing bad has happened. And that's what's important. It may be a part of it is because I have very strong IDs. So, you know, when it comes to the point where I can't just brute force stuff, I will definitely not win rate. Probably. Except for just to kind of like get an idea of what's happening. Thank you, Dawn. Oh, I mean, considering the pace of this Intervallo, I think I'll be able to finish this really quickly. Shiwa. Okay. Kanto's 8 would say otherwise? Oh, well, you know, I can pretend Kanto 8's not real for a little while longer, right? Right? Like, as long as I pretend it's not real, then I don't have to worry about the fact. Oh, man, what do you mean not really? I can pretend, right? I can pretend. This is technically not Kanto 8, so you know we're fine. You have a red coin? When? Oh my god, Trigger. Yeah, 3 or 4 more levels, so you know, I'm not, no, don't worry about it. I'm not worried about it. It's not real right now. Kanto 8 doesn't exist quite yet. Oh, it's just Gregor. Yeah, it's just Gregor. Yeah, the sovereign was a little bit much. As like every time I see someone staggered, I get concerned and I'm like, oh wait, it's just Gregor. Never mind. There are no issues here. Alright, team. You can't do laser, that's fine. That's fine. Do we have any AoE? No? Alright then.
계획은 이렇게 정화되었네.
지금이다. 해골바가 내 죄는 내가 알아서 처리해. 격발 안심해라. 고통이 없어.
총알값 아까울 놈은 아니군.
Alright, that wasn't too bad. Win rating still works. I think we're safe for now. Something tells me that they're not fighting us at full force. At least we routed them, so hopefully that means something. Because I fully expect the person who's supposed to represent a Faust, I think it was the Haitian Pact Adept. I'm expecting it to show sooner or later. Because I'm pretty sure Ryo should just represent the mobs we just beaten. Huh, where's Don Quixote go? Hark, for I am here. Don Quixote rushed into my room from the hallway outside. I had gone to spy if the other sinners had suffered as we have. Verily, they were indeed targeted as well. Most defended themselves well against the curs, and shall be here post-haste, yet... Not everyone survived, huh? Alright, who died? Young Sinclair and Yisang. Oh, well, you know, that's kind of obvious. Well, it appeared that they had risen in battle. They were caught unawares by our foes. 'Tis likely that their demise came soon after tripping over each other's foot. These two... Even in battle, they're... you know what? They tried their best. I won't be mad. They tried their best. You know what? It's okay. How embarrassing. And young Heathcliff, he... Isn't that fella a resident mob fighter expert? How'd they even get him? They didn't get me, mate. I'm good as new. Heathcliff! What's got you so gobsmacked, lass? I recall blade piercing young Heathcliff in the back of his head. Didst thou turn the clock for him already, Manager Squire? No, not yet anyway. Dots. Blimey, so that's what this funny itch on the back of my head... Oh. Heathcliff reached up to rub the back of his head, then crumpled to the floor mid-sentence. Heathcliff's not breathing anymore. He's dead. How do you even manage to walk all the way over here with a hole in... You know, I bought the Nui for this guy. I bought the Nui for Heathcliff. I paid a lot for that. But sometimes I think to myself, maybe Merceau was the better choice. Maybe I should have picked them because Merceau is competent. Not... Heathcliff, no! Oh, how does he manage this? Young Heathcliff! The other sinners are starting to gather, Manager. As pathetic as this force may be, we cannot spare any hands at the moment, Executive Manager. He just like literally has this big hole in the back of his head. And it's just like, you know, his brain's probably exposed at this point. And he's just walking around, it's like, yeah, everything's fine. I just beat him up. And then it's like, he walks over, it's like, sup? And then we're like, weren't you dead? And he's like, touches his head. It's like, oh, right. Falls over and dies. Oh my gosh. Heathcliff, my king, I love you so much. We must also join the others as soon as possible and assist them. There are sounds of altercations coming from the lobby. Gotcha. The clock turns as it always does. Hey, Heathcliff, don't die again. Sometime later. Whoa, whoa, please hold on a moment. You. I can still see some people inside the lobby, which was also in the bizarre process of melting away. Phew. Among them, I noticed Jia Zichun clashing against a figure wearing a bamboo hat. Going on the offensive already, huh? How come a big shot in control of a Heisho pack decided to come after small fries like us? And behind the black bamboo hat, wearing assassin stood? I see that you've tracked me down, so certain of your own safety. But my master has already prepared countermeasures. There stood Xingtao, our supposed collaborator who led us here, and Wei, who was threatening him with a sword. So you were behind this. Ah, it's you. I sussed out. She says, I sussed out. I sussed out that you'd be planning something like this, but you lack the penitence to help. I lack the patience to pull it off. You're quite observant. I thought I had completely won you over. Not. You must know that at H Corp, there is but one path to survival and riches. Choose the family hierarch candidate and serve them with utter loyalty. But who in their right mind would serve young Master Bao Yu? He who has grown up with no hardship, he who doesn't possess even a single speck of ambition. You shut your bloody mouth, yeah? And you, rich boy, oi, are you just gonna sit there and let that bloke talk shite to your face? But he's right that I don't have any emotions. Have you got no self-respect? What do you have anyway? Okay, everyone shut up for a second. He's obviously taunting you. Stop indulging him. Wait, speak. I know that you have no means to wield a Heisho pack. So speak. Which master did you choose to serve? Who controls them? Thoughts. Ah, so they are curious. Stay your sword, Ziru. Another unfamiliar voice from the shadows. Young master, are you certain this is wise? Who the fuck are you? Worry not. They're destined to be swept away by the morning dew anyway. The trajectory of their fate shall not alter course were they to witness me. The voice soon reveals himself from the shadows, walking into the light with a casual, assured gait. Seriously? You? I see. You're... Allow me to grace you ignoramuses with my exalted name. I am Yi Hua of the Shi family. You may know me as a very prominent candidate to the throne of the family hierarchy. Help. I'm assuming I'm pronouncing it correctly because I don't speak Kanto or Mando that well or at all, so, you know. Oh, what the hell is this? Are you for real? Oh my god. What do you mean the middle is here? What do you mean you know what? No, you know what? I'm playing ads. I'm playing ads. Get up, stretch, take a break. What do you mean the middle's fucking here? Yeah, let's see what happens, given that the middle has decided to show its face again. Alright, team. We need to clear it in 15 turns. So what we're gonna do is redo this. Friend, you're gonna be here to help. We're going to send these two, of course. Send blunt. Do this. Because when he switches out, we can bring in Faust here. Do this. Something like this. We'll see what happens. Prominent. But of course, I claimed control of a branch of the Heisho packs. I am a smarmy asshole. Well, you were wasting your time out there searching for the River of Immortality or whatever. I don't even know where I'd start to refute your brain-dead accusation. This is way beneath me. I don't even want to address you as my senior either. This is the fight that you hate the most pre-Kanto 8. Okay, well, considering that it's the middle, yeah, you know what? I agree with you. I already hate the fight before I experience anything else. So is it Big Brother Huang? Nah, I can't even imagine he'd ever be interested in someone like you. What are you talking about? I'm asking whose teat you've been sucking on to gain the control of the Mao branch, because we both know for sure that there's no way in hell you have the means to control them, right? You little twerp. Are you sure you want to insult my height from where you're standing? Master Yihua? It doesn't seem like the mastermind of this operation was actually anyone important. Yeah, it's kind of a jobber. You went back and did this with an EX solo clear with the support. Alright, well, you know what? You're good at games. I salute you. I'm literally just gonna be like, alright, I'll see what happened. Like, read any passives if I need to be worried about anything like going on, and if it's not important, I'll just press win rate. Agreed. I can just tell by the look of that traitor with the physiognomy of a deceiver. All of them. Huh. I'll get there. It'll become a future me problem. This is a waste of time. Hey, Jilu, cut them all down. The mission was to assassinate them. To meet them in an open battle, to take the lives of higher candidates, was not what was agreed upon. What the fuck? Blah, blah, blah. Just shut up and do as you're told. I may fight to protect your life, yet I cannot do more. A Heisho heeds no voices but that of the one who holds their leash. Looks like that Yuha doesn't even control these guys. There's an apt saying, often invoked in the East, a fox may pretend to the throne, but only with the blessing of the tiger. Use every sinner for this fight. Well, you know, what's the worst that can happen, right? Right? Shut up over there. Damn it, this Heisho pack is useless. Can't even get a simple job done. Thoughts? Master Yuhua, the Heisho pack was here merely as a backup plan. Our true strategy involves... True. This is fine. I have other plans to sweep you all away. This is the second time this individual has made an odd emphasis on a variation of the word sweep. Sweep, sweep, sweep. Maybe the sweepers are coming. Nobody can hear me. Fuck. What are you saying you bribed the sweepers or something? Exclamation mark. Thoughts? While their reaction may appear suspicious, that suggestion is almost an absolute impossibility. The head is at the top of the sweeper's chain of command. In other words, only the head possesses the authority to command them. Right. Yeah, of course. Moreover, they are prohibited from touching, let alone entering, any designated residential areas during the night in the back streets. This is a permanent, immutable taboo of the head, one of the very first to be introduced. The effort of going through a myriad of paperwork to ensure that Mephistopheles is recognized as a residential vehicle was ultimately to capitalize on this taboo. But, okay, to be fair, if they just melt the entire, building, then technically it's not considered a residential area anymore, right? Yes, it is exactly as you say. What a stupid question to ask, making me anxious out of nowhere. That soured the mood. Come, let us leave. I'd only intended to have them see my face after all, as I get, punched in the face later, probably in Kanto 8. Too bad I won't even remember them in a few days once they've all got swept away. Master Yihua? We best leave before any more unnecessary words are said. This guy's a fucking idiot. Faust is right. These guys are acting way too suspicious to not have some scheme brewing back there. So overtly suspicious that I'm starting to wonder if they're trying to use reverse psychology on us into walking right into their trap because the middle's gonna show up. They're gonna jump us. Well, when surrounded by nothing but uncertainties, there's a solution that usually works. Faust? Faust has intended to make the suggestion first, but it appears that you share the idea. Yep. So, Otis? Yes, Executive Manager. We have 12 sinners. Jia and Wei on our side. And I don't think the so-called Malbranch are willing to fight. Which means that we only have 3 enemies. Shiryuha, our guide, and Zilu, the assassin. We have the numerical advantage, don't we? You always make the most accurate read of the battlefield. What's going on over there? What's that tick-tocking noise? Okay, Xing Chao, he understands the situation. He's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Nah, man, I'm gonna fucking die. Our former guide seemed to have figured out what our conversation was about because he took a few slow, careful steps away from Shiryuha before bolting off into the distance. I've been thinking this all day, but he sure is a fast runner. Oh! Yeah, he's like, nah, I'm out of here. He's like, I'm not dealing with this. He saw the writing on the wall and was like, nah, I want to live for another day. We'll probably squish him in Kanto 8 then if he doesn't die here. What? What is it, Honglu? Did you remember something? I did. I had a hard time recalling this because he isn't from my family. But I remember now. You're big brother Yihua of the Sure family, right? Oh my gosh, now you just remembered. Didn't that guy just announce that himself earlier? Anyways, Honglu, I'm gonna get that guy and beat the motives out of him. Is that gonna be okay with you? He's not from my family, but I'm sure Big Brother Yuhua will be happy to answer your questions. Great! Another thing. As your commander, I should probably say something cool to start off the battle, right? Wow, that's going to be so cool, like something straight out of a story. Otis said something like this once. That, even if one side has the absolute advantage in battle, the commander's words may be the deciding factor in who wins and loses. So I decided to borrow a few words from a book Honglu once lent me. It was a general who said it, I believe. Destroy them all! That's so apt. Alright, perfect. We're gonna jump. Wait, where's the middle? Wait. Don't they say the middle shows up?
어떤 상황이
Alright!
닥쳐도 포기하지
Jilu!
마세라. 저들의 공격은 우리의 투지를 꿰뚫을 수 없을 테니.
Yeah? Alright. 3 unbreakable red coins here. Okay. This is Rupture, class power +1, +1. Okay, Etching Strike. I assume you have another one over here, but this one's the one I'm worried about. At 10 plus speed, the target is defeated. Reuse the skill against a random enemy once per turn. Okay. Passive. Level 75, but loses offensive level. Okay, that's okay. This unit packs a type. Okay, death right. 2 rupture, lots of rupture. This unit speed is faster than target by 2 or more. Coin power +1. Oh, that could be a problem. Turn in, if panic, reset to 0. Alright, who is dealing with what? Ryoshu, you're dealing with this. Can I? I want you, if anything, I want you to just guard stuff here. All good, thank you for stopping by, Sage. Take care, have a good night. We can do this. We can do maybe, oh, too slow, huh? Neutral. Favored. Dominate. Yeah, let's just try this just to make sure. This is speed is faster than targets, deal extra damage. We can have you do this here because you're unopposed. Maybe this favored, and then yeah, we can do this. Not great that you started off like this, but sure. Why not? Let's see what happens. Oh, you didn't roll heads. Man. You're fine. Oh! Really now? You resist blunt? Oh, wait, no, that's... Oh, never mind. I must have misread. That's okay.
어떤 상황이 닥쳐도
Alright, you cast your
포기하지
counter,
마세라.
death right, haste, inflict +1.
공격은
Rupture
우리의
count.
투지를 꿰뚫을 수 없을
Target
테니.
has... Okay, alright. Oh, because you guys are fucking... You're fast as hell. Oh, okay. Alright, I understand. Let's have you do damage then. The counter there. This one is to Heathcliff, who is... Nope. This Heathcliff is over here, dominating. Let's see. You have this. Favored. Yeah, let's do this for now, just to secure the early wins. Let's do Arcana beats. No more win rate. Yep, no more win rate. I gotta do it properly, which sucks. But here we are. This might be bad, but I don't think it's too bad. Let's do... Yeah, your speed is not as fast. Let's do something like this. Alright, team.
타겟 도착. 잠시만요. 그 삶에
Man,
마침표를. 히스클리프 지금 공로.
Heathcliff is taking the shot. But still managed to roll a tails. That's unfortunate.
야! 아르카나 빛! 차!
Nice job! You got it!
차라리 아무것도 남지 마라.
Ooh! We could probably go with the second sword.
선택이었어, 나리! 저들의 약점이 뻔히 보이는 게로군.
Heartbroken. Oh, Speed is 9. Nah. Let's do this because I might need this for clashing. Let's do that. Let's do this. Let's do... Let's do this instead, and then let's do this.
만만치 않겠군. 본인이 하지. 지키기 위해서.
Oh my god. Yup, the music is coming in. A strange tune crashes through the sound of this fierce battle. Is this EDM? Something about it sounds familiar. Finally. It's this asshole again, and he lost his glasses. Thanks to the merry chase you've led me on, I have slid ever so slightly further into the world of the bristly. Let's see. Title 2, Section 11. Row C. The punishment for those who dare to flee from the middle's retribution begins by tearing the legs apart from the groin. I will make sure you suffer for all of my time you wasted. What the fuck is that blighter doing here? The hell's wrong with you? You've been stalking us all along? Since when is chasing after a thief conflated with stalking? I have you know that I'm still banished from the world of the luscious, thanks to you who dare to pinch my hair coupons. What the hell? Where'd they come from? You guys are just pissing people off left and right, aren't you? Zilu, take them out. What an utterly insolent fool. What did you say? Do you not know that man? What's the middle doing here? Ricardo, a big brother of the middle. He's gonna be our Team Rocket. The man who slaughtered the sinners like they were nothing. The man who almost forced me to self-destruct. Faust, are we fucked? Don't tell me I have to get ready for that again. No, not yet. According to the evaluation data at the LCE, the sinners' powers have grown since their time at the Great Lake. Our chance of victory against this individual has risen to a meaningful degree to forfeit the battle and before it even begins. But by how much? Enough to put faith in the uncertainties. Middle kind of sucks. Oh man, if they heard that, you're going under their book of vengeance right there. Alrighty then, enough of the background noise. No more EDM. I don't know what your business is with these thieves, but I personally traveled all the way to the eastern part of the city because I simply must exact my vengeance against him with my two hands. I could have simply informed my brothers in the east and let them handle this, but that just wouldn't do. I was determined to see this through to the end myself, even if it meant asking a great brother of the east for a favor. Don't worry. I can't tell if it's like, don't worry, this is going to be easier, don't worry, it will be quick. So you there, half pint the cute mini entourage, get the hell out of my sight. The middle's book of vengeance comes first. Half pint? Ha! Keep babbling that fat lip of yours, minion of the fingers. You don't scare me at all with your cheap hairdo and that garish as hell botched dye job. You're in the H-Corp turf now. I am totally dead. Just like that. Wow. Just wow. Bloody hell, mate. That's messed up. He's far too absorbed in his own foolishness to see he's walking into his own demise. Unexpectedly, Ricardo's face wasn't contorted with wrath, even after enduring that barrage of insults. Instead, he looked surprised. A moment of silence followed, 07's this guy, during which he seemed to be absorbed in thought. Ooh, impressive. You just set a new record. You are the current record holder for how fast can I get written up in Ricardo's Book of Vengeance challenge, boy. You did it in 15 seconds. Yeah, world record. Let's congratulate. Congratulations, Ji-Yuhan. Then with trembling hands, he reached down to grab his book of vengeance, opened it, and began to write something down on a paper. Slowly and deliberately, as though to make each stroke of pen count. Unfortunately, your audacity is terminal. I will rip your jaws apart myself as punishment. Boys, make sure that this little band of thieves won't get away while I deal with this pipsqueak. What the hell is this asshole talking about? Hey, Jilu! Who the Actually, I don't care. Stop me if you can. Effective immediately, the punishment for all involved parties and bystanders at the site of your crimes shall be complete and total extermination. I think we can slip away unnoticed in this mess. I don't think we've got much of a chance there. Ricardo practically rocketed toward where Jilu and Shiruha were standing in a burst of speed, but his henchmen had already begun to slowly surround us as ordered, playing the EDM. This is you done fucked up music. You're in the wrong neighborhood. Ready your weapons, everyone. Payback time for what happened at the Great Lake. Let's do this. Besides, I've got a score to settle that son of a bitch. Alright, middle people. Oh, you're level 30. Oh, you boys are so dead. Until Ricardo comes over and he's like, you killed all my butts? You're fucked. Let's do... Yeah, let's do this. Ooh, 41! Please get ahead, please get ahead, please get ahead. No! Oh, I hate the... No, not like this!
너도 누군가에겐 아껴졌겠지만
I am in pain. Sorry, I'm back to win rating, by the way. Because it's just the middle. No, I want to kill this guy this turn. Let's see. What can we do here? We need to kill you. So let's do this. Have you do this. We can do this counter here to get it done. We can do with love here on you. How much HP do you have? 78. Yeah, let's do it over here. Let's do this over here, and then let's do actually Heathcliff. Yeah, you would kill, so let's secure that over here. Alright, 2 swords, and it's just them, so you guys should probably die soon. So, oh yeah, Heathcliff retreated. Let's do this. Let's do that, and then everybody else dogpile. Use your weakest skills. We don't need to worry too much.
타겟 포착 1시 방향.
이제 깨우치시게.
그렇게 서 있으면 목이 떨어질 수밖에.
Exclamation mark! There was an explosive noise from a distance, and moments later, Ricardo landed before us with a boom. It's like, sup bitches? I am here to beat your ass. I heard that the Hay Show of the East were a tough bunch, but that lady was something else. So why'd a woman like that suddenly split from fight? Not my problem, I guess. She's getting written down in the book too. Time to take care of what I really came here for. Get ready for a beatdown, coupon thieves. Alright. Oh! Half HP gone.
저들이 기세등등하니 잠시 경계하세.
Level 60. Okay, he's killed by skill and the mark. Alright. Do you get new skills? Yeah, good luck. All right, I will find a way. We just have to be. Who are you? You have a name? Little brother Werner? Who the hell are you? All right, let's just do this, and then we have this going on, so I'm not too particular with Werner's abilities. Yeah, I want to read it too. I was just kind of setting things up. So, oh, that damage. Paralyzed. That's not great. Like the Vendetta's marking as an attacker. If the target has Vendetta's mark, gain the middle Vendetta's mark. Vendetta's mark gained every time a middle ally is killed. If the ally is plus skill cannot be staggered when usable. Okay. So we have to be careful because this guy enables higher damage. But if we kill him, then Ricardo gets upset because he can't inflict the Vendetta's mark himself. And this guy is just here to job. Got it. Understood. Wait, not you. Wait, shouldn't you get empowered skills? Am I silly?
심호흡을 하면 도움이 된답니다.
Yeah, Overwatch assignment. Yeah, he should be an Overwatch assignment, right? Or, you know what, maybe I'm crazy. You know what, maybe I don't know any better. That's fine. So let's do this. Let's leave this attack alone. So that Faust can clash with that. And then let's do... Who might have issues? Maybe Ryoshu. This one is targeting... Yeah, okay. Let's get rid of Werner. I think it's important to get rid of a Werner because we want to ensure that he doesn't cause issues. All right, team, go. And before I misread something in Werner's skills and I'm like, oh shit. Nice stagger. Werner might be very dead. Oh, I don't get to use my... Well, that's fine. That's fine. We'll probably be fine. Oh, both tails! You really shouldn't have. What do you mean? Oh! Yeah, that plus 18 was not great. Now you say attack weight, gain 3 blunt damage on your main target specifically for all coins and skill, unbreakable coins. No more tests, yeah, I just want to kill you. Got it. Unopposed. Mainly targeting Dawn? Are you for real? Oh my gosh. Well, this is awkward. Actually, I wonder, could I use this to target? Yeah, I could. But, you know, maybe I shouldn't have used the laser. Well, that's awkward. That is awkward. Yeah, Coupon Blast 2.0. Lovely. And then we can do something like, we can do this. We can have everybody else just jump in here. Because this might be bad. We might be in trouble. Dawn, you can win this, right? Or otherwise we might be cooked. I like the Insagger. Oh, thank you, Dawn. Oh, you got tails. Hey, you know what? That's close enough. Oh! Hello! Thank you for the raid, Silver Strikers. Thank you, thank you. Welcome, welcome, those Silver, and also those coming from her raid. I'm CrystalAether, and I'm currently playing Limbus Company. And as you can see, we are fighting a guy who's really upset that we took his hair coupons. So, you know, don't worry about it. Please follow Silver Strikers. She is actually pretty cool. Oh, hello, Reich. Thank you for the raid as well. Yeah, so those two are pretty cool. They play some like cool RPG stuff. And if you're into that, you should go and take a look at their content. It's pretty great. I hope that the two of you had a nice raid. Wait, what the fuck's happening here? Well, you guys, you know, coming in from Ike's raid as well, you guys came in just in time. I think I'm getting blown up. So, hope your day is going well. This is the lot. What the fuck? He's literally doing complete and total extermination. All right. Anybody fast enough to clash with this? Would be good. Very good. We might die. So, oh shit. What did this fucking say? It said 30. Oh my gosh. Why did it say 30? Why did it fucking say 30? Oh my god. What do you mean it says 30? Yeah, I'm thinking Malphite might be able to stagger. Yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm just thinking because I could probably clash with this last, so this comes out later. But then, oh my god, you know what I mean? So we can do this last with Hong Lu, and in the meantime, everybody else goes over here. Oh, but they're so slow. They're so slow. Oh, this is kind of cringe. Yeah. And in case, hope you guys are doing well. As you can see, this is bad. Unless I do enough damage. Summons 2 more allies next turn. You mean it? You really mean that? This is literally Avengers Assemble, but oh my god, you're gonna be assembled into bricks. So what I'm thinking right now is use Pigrita, because actually no, if I misunderstood this incorrectly, we are so dead. Yeah, I'm just thinking about how to do this. What does this say? Some of this unit's 6th grader, Corn Power +1. Yeah, it's hopeless either way. So, His +10 offense power is kind of scary. All good. Either way, I appreciate it. You stopping by, Ike. I hope that your day is going well. As you can see, I might have pissed off the wrong people, and they're gonna blow me up. So, you know, these things happen. Alright, let's hope I don't blow up. Oh my gosh, wait. Hong Lu, you're based? Wait, Hong Lu's actually based? Oh my gosh, hey, my king, Hong Lu, you're actually the victor. He's staggered. Because, I'll just say it, if that, you know, if that attack came out, it's like, you know, complete and utter extermination. Which is, you know, very real. Yeah, the EDM was basically him who's like, man, I'm here, I'm back with a vengeance. You're gonna beat their ass right here. Alright. We're going to do, of course, this one. Just so we can blast everybody here. Let's see if we can try to get him close to the stagger bar, but not actually staggered. But we also don't want to beat up too many of the middle, or they're going to kill us. Yeah, no, it's all good. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, as you can see, a lot is happening. So we might have issues. Which is very normal of this game.
받아볼 텐가.
Alright, let's see if we can blast Ricardo into smithereens.
정의보다도 풍자여 생명 속에 파묻힌 그대
He's a little bit upset at us for stealing his hair coupons, just a little bit.
위대한 아르카나 슬레이어!
I could have done that? Oh. Well, I mean, I'll keep it for next time, because I'm pretty sure he's gonna do it again. So, I believe in it. Can we just leave him? Oh, are we going past the sacred threshold? Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I think we just went past it. Man.
총알까 봤다 올려라.
Wait.
그대들
Oh.
기억하고 있지 않은가?
Is there...
열사의 깜짝 어트랙션!
Yeah, I think we passed it.
동그랗게 뜨고 집중하면 저런 기계를
Punching
부서질
high.
수도
Oh.
없지 않겠는가?
Oh, okay. Alright, so let's see about leaving his allies alone, and then we can just try to deal with everything here. I could probably try to offset his defense skill right here so he doesn't do anything about that. Dominating, we can do something like this. Oh, unopposed. You are slow. A little bit concerned. So yeah, let's try this.
타겟 포착. 1시간.
Because I'm pretty sure if this fight goes on for too long, we are kind of cooked. Oh wait, I staggered him again? Oh my gosh. Wait. Is this battle gonna go the way I want it to?
아르카나 빛!
Oh my gosh. I feel the same, Dawn. Wait, that's it? I thought we were... Oh my god, we didn't kill him. He's gonna come back again! Alright! You know what? I'm gonna say it. I got carried by my IDs. It was not about being good at the game. I just got carried. Wait. The shout cuts across the battlefield just as the sudden appearance of Ricardo was making things incredibly more difficult for us, for lack of a better word. I'm sorry, Rusty. I got ID carried. I'm sorry. He says evil laughter. Lots of evil laughter. Huh? Didn't that guy split? What's he doing here, laughing his butt off? You finally lost the plot, eh? Failed plan after failed plan takes a toll, I suppose. Oh, maybe that was too much. But I mean, how could I not laugh, right? When, after all that, everything comes together perfectly according to my plan. You've heard this too, don't you? The sound of the city. The sound of the back streets. Do you hear the sound of crashing waves? Waves. When the sound of battle came to a stop with Shiryu-Ha's sudden shout, we all suddenly began to notice the low, crawling sound of Omen that had been swirling under the commotion. So I'm just gonna assume that taking out Werner immediately was the right call. Because if we didn't take him out and he would have applied the marks to us, and then that would have empowered his skills, right? Something's melting, regurgitating, or perhaps boiling over. If not, it's seeping, it's siphoning, it's a trace that was at once living and dead. Crashing and breaking, devoid of any recognizable stops, the lines between where it begins and ends blurred. Yes, like waves. Current time is 0321 hours. Then it's too late. The night in the back streets. We've never been outside the bus at this hour, have we? It was past 4 in the morning when we briefly set foot in the outskirts. So no, we have. This would have been our second time. Though it must be noted that at the time of day was not a matter of concern then, as we were in the outskirts. They're finally getting all swept away like trash. Oh hell, I've waited for this moment. What's he on about? You can't possibly be thinking that the sweepers will somehow break the taboo to help you. Still missing the point, a botched purple dye job. Jiru, let us leave to the promised location. Dots. Huh? Did he actually scamper all the way here just to gloat at us and run away? Hell yeah, he did. Hitting any middle character gives you stacks. He and Ricardo just have unbreakables. Oh, so that means I totally missed the stacks accruing this entire time. Alright, that could have been actually terrifying. So basically, I only won because Honglu got lucky. I love you, Honglu. Indeed, Shiryuha gloated at us with a confident boast as though he was finally ready to face us, only to turn tail again with an unmistakable look of relief. Alright, Honglu, yeah, you know what? You're my favorite. For now, for today. I don't get it. Does he actually believe that the sweepers will help him? Faust? Indeed, sweepers do not invade residential areas. However, what if where we're standing isn't actually a residential area? What are you talking about? Look, this place has got walls, beds, beddings, and I guess the walls felt weirdly mushy and melty. It wasn't just Rodia who realized what was going on. The other sinners all began to look around in confusion as well. The walls of the Kazan had all but melted away, leaving nothing behind. As though the place we slept the night in was but a house in a painting. Our realization came too late as the wave-like noise from earlier had already encroached right up to where we were. And unlike the other times, when they simply parted around the bus, they were cutting straight into the remnants of our lodging. 3333333 4512 44111 555 223 Oh, that's a lot. 333 54114 9541723. What's going on? Why? This is ridiculous. Sweepers? How dare they break the taboo so brazenly? Looks like we'll be facing the waves tonight. Well, why do you sound excited by this? I mean, we've got to... Let's make some things clear. It's clear that if we do nothing but stand around, they'll sweep us all away. 4151919 772. Damn it. We have to make our stand here. And that's where we get 15 fucking sweepers to jump us. Perfect.
승리의 보람과 세상의 아름다움에 대해 들어본 적 있는가? 없어도 전혀 상관없다네.
Alright, I'm going to assume that Heathcliff retreated but he didn't have the status, so that's why I didn't get the bonus attacks for Honglu. Double checking? Yep, I got the EX. Alright, perfect. Many fucking sweepers. Night in the back streets. Clear stage. I see. Just clear. And it's 2 modules. Yeah? Just in case I want to try again to see if I actually understood correctly. Wait a minute. Oh my gosh. He only has 2. You know what? That's fine. That's fine. I was just confused. Yeah, it's a night in the back streets. What's the worst that can happen, right?
부디 정신을 유지할 수 있기를.
Many fucking sweepers. Yeah, I don't think it'll be hard, but it'll just be pretty lengthy. Especially this time, I have healing now. Alright. Win rate time. Let's go. We just have to win. Easy. These guys got this. So I assume that the hard fight was Ricardo, right? Oh, that's rude. Oh, thank you for rolling heads. Ooh! Domain expansion, 10 billion sweepers, I believe in it. Ow. probably be fine, right? I think. Well, when raid continues on, we When Raid Warriors gotta stick together.
히어! 아르카나 비! 차! 사랑으로 정화!
All right.
다들 기운이 넘치는
I guess I could.
역시 우리 직접
Nah, we'll probably be fine.
목도는 영웅당 탑
We'll be fine. We'll be fine. It's just a bunch of sweepers. See? They're just existing. They're kind of vibing. So are we.
지킬 게 많거든. 차라리 아무것도 남지 마라.
사선이 비었어요.
시야 확보. 쏜다.
방금 전에 위대한 일격을 기록하는 중간에
I need healing soon. Dawn is in a bit of a situation. Can we get healing? That'd be great. What am I missing? I'm missing Wrath. Fuck. We'll probably be fine. Probably. How many swords do you have, Rodia? One. We can get one more.
받아볼 테니
지금은 기분이 좀
시야 확보. 쏜다.
이 정도쯤이야?
전탄격발.
Nice. Thank you, Merceau, my king.
방금 전에 위대한 일격을 기록하는 중간에 이따가 버스에서 회고해야 하지 않겠는가?
Alright. Well, I think it's perfect to use this just to heal us. Or we might get hurt. Especially because she's in magical girl mode. I hope this is not tanking my FPS too much. Otherwise, this is going to be really awkward to explain.
받아볼 테니까.
뭐가 내 죄는
Okay.
내가 알아서 처리.
Wait, did I? Oh my gosh. My Karna's. Oh, hey, well, that's awkward. It's just sitting there, I guess. Well, I guess you're getting healed. Wait. Oh, this might be bad.
정보다도 풍자.
Might be bad. I hope you don't, I hope you don't corrode. That would be bad.
위대한 아르카나 슬레이더!
I won't deny I was expecting a little bit more damage. Just a little bit.
지키기 위해서. 지킬 게 많거든.
저 빠진다.
Even more sweepers. Second phase. I remember there's like three phases to this.
방금 전에 위대한 일격을 기록하는
Oh, substituted. Okay.
이따가 버스에서 회고해야 하지 않겠는가?
Well, guys, probably be fine, right? Potentially.
대가를 딱 떼고.
그 산내 마침표를
감동적이지 않을 수 없네.
I guess in the meantime, I guess I can just,
해골바가
you know, sit here, think about the fact that this interval was really short compared to the checkup. And I guess right now, considering the situation, probably after this fight, I do another ad break. What would be good to do in about 30 minutes? Because I think railway lasts a little bit longer, right? I've never tried the newly updated railway. Oh my god! We just blew up?
일격을 기록하는 중간에 이따가 버스에서 회고해야지 않겠는가?
Oh, nobody blew up. Okay. Everything's good. Everything's good. I just got concerned. I was like, did I screw up for somewhere? There we go. We do this. Let's do this. Oh, actually, no. I do need to do this because there are attacks going out. So let's just do this.
대가리 딱 떼도 내가 알아서 처리한다.
I see. They'll still be fine, I think.
총알값 아까울 놈.
방금 전에 위대한 일격을 기록하는 중간에 이따가 버스에서 회고해야지 않겠는가?
Yeah, probably will be fine. Probably. Just in case, I'll do a fluid sack here, just to make sure I can get the healing up. We'll be okay.
타겟 도착 1시간.
이 전투는 승리할 거예요.
전력으로 상대해봐.
I guess other than that, it's... Oh, man. We had a 20 right there. You rolled 3. Oh, this is awkward. That's awkward. I guess... I mean, worst comes to worst, I guess I could probably start with Canto 8. Probably do like maybe 1 or 2 story segments and it should be fine. I think. Alright, team. There's Arcana beats here. We can do any attacks going through. No, then let's do another fluid sack. You guys got this.
다음 목표.
정확하게
그렇게 서 있으니 목이 떨어질 수밖에.
이 전투는 승리할 거예요. 아르카나 세이버! 지키기 위해서
지킬 게 많거든. 나도 지킬 게 많거든.
Are we done? Wave 2 complete. Wave 3 incoming. The battle was long and grueling. Even Ricardo and his henchmen appeared visibly exhausted after the second wave. Big bro, we messed up. We never should have put you through this trouble in the first place. Don't worry about it, kid. You've taken a brother who came all the way from the south and guided him safely through the labyrinth that is H-Corp. I'd say you've done more than enough. No one could have expected that we'd be fighting the sweepers, of all things. Ugh. If we're able to withstand the sweepers, enemies that could give even the middle trouble, practice makes perfect and perfection makes an expert, huh? I guess Honglu wasn't too off the mark. Man, we would have been long swept away by the horde and we were still new at this. Ishmael, who was taking this brief downtime to check the sharpness of her harpoon, was right. we've been through something like this before. Fighting against an endless horde of enemies, long battles of attrition. It wasn't new. And that very experience was definitely an edge we had against these enemies. Of course. Can we even handle the third wave at this rate? With enough healing, yes. There's no choice but to withstand it. Nothing was certain just yet. We still had the third wave to survive. I'll carry out your sentences as soon as we survive the third wave. Even when we're all basically in the same boat, that guy just can't help but have it up for us, huh? Why would I ever... the third wave begins, and with it, the buildings suddenly began to shift violently. What? Hold on, what's going on? The buildings are shifting! What's happening? I remember asking all of you guys to read the damn pamphlets. Read the manual! Buildings inside H-Corp shift every once in a while. I didn't know it would be like this, but still. And I guess we all just got flung over like this. That's us right here. Or, no, those are the sweepers up here, and that's us down here, I think. Fortunately, it doesn't seem that the building we're in is shifting by much, Executive Manager. As soon as Otis finished, an errant building suddenly jutted violently from the ground, rising in a diagonal burst and struck Ricardo square in the chest, sending him blasting off into the skyline. So if you played F14, it's that one near raid where the building just comes up and yeets you if you weren't paying attention. Damn you! Oh, wait, that mark my words, this is also going in the books! Ricardo wasn't the only one that got practically punched by a building. Big Bro! The henchman of the middle, who had formed a defensive square to withstand the waves, were blasting off in all directions. They're blasting off all over again. We'll see you guys in the future. Or maybe they were falling. I wasn't sure anymore. What is happening? The movement of the buildings has significantly reduced the enemy population in this area, Dante. This is an opportunity for us to get the fuck out of here. Huh. Now those irritating bastards are all up for backs. I think this is definitely more doable now. I can feel the spirit rising among the sinners. We can actually do this. This circus of us. We can do this. Come on, let's do this. We've done this kind of fight 1,000 times. Alright, team. We got this. That's a struggling. What do you mean? Arcana beats. Everybody's pretty much healed up. Honglu, you can do Land of Illusion. Sure. It'll be fine, probably. Please, Merceau, do beautiful things. 3, 4, and then... Oh, wait, 5? 5! Oh, that's beautiful. That's so... Merceau, my beloved. Thank you for being here, Faust. If nothing else, thank you for being here. Oh, I never got to use this. Well, that's awkward. I can't cancel it now. Let's do regrets. Sure. Gotta win the clash just in case, so we minimize the amount of damage that happens. Yeah? Okay. Just double checking.
환상의 세계로 들어가보자.
Well, at least you won the clash.
누군가에게 맡겨줬겠지만
방금 전에 위대한 일격을 기억하는 순간에 나는 버스에서 회고해야 하지 않겠는가?
I guess we could probably do this. Just to wrap things up and make sure everybody's topped off. Dawn's a little bit damaged. And actually AoE can help.
이 장품은 승리할 거야. 통일은 이제 깨우치시게.
그렇게 서 있으면 목이 떨어질 수가.
Oh, thank you so much, Verso. Are you telling me I got heads from that? Oh my gosh, that's so silly. Alright, we survived! That wasn't so bad! Ricardo fight was much worse and yeah, literally survived. That one, like, made me scared. This one is just like, oh, you know, it's okay. It's okay. Was that the last of them? Current time is 0424 hours, about 10 minutes until the night in the backstreets ends, but we can relax now, given that we survived the third wave. The buildings are also no longer shifting. Stability has been restored. We did it, Executive Manager. We survived. Bloody hell, finally. The sinners all fell over because, good God, we were not paid enough for this. There was a Kazan here, but it's gone now. Despite the fact that we haven't moved at all from our initial positions, there wasn't even a trace of it having been here. We realized that we'd been relocated on top of a roof, as though we had all just awakened from the dream of sleeping in a building that never even existed. That was one hell of a battle, man. I thought I was done for. This is killing me. I don't know if we could have survived that if that hair-obsessed loon wasn't here to draw some of them away. I guess we've got something to thank him for. So that's all they've got in a head-on battle. Art thou acquainted with these foes, young Ryoshu? OFC. I've heard of them. Their scent of blood, 'twas faint, but it cannot be. No. 'Twould be best to not linger over long on this thought. Why not? Dig deeper. Letting ephemeral inspiration slip through your fingers is the death of creativity. I said I won't linger on it. Don't rush me. Whatever. How uninspiring. Guys, now's not the time to bicker. Ryoshu and Don Quixote's words were indeed unnerving, but we'd have plenty of time to discuss that once we return to the bus. If we can return in one piece. Sure, Yuha? I'll be frank, that was most impressive. I thought for sure that you'd have been long swept away by now. Sure, Yuha must have been waiting somewhere nearby to watch us die, because it did not take long for him to appear before us and gloat. Perhaps they agreed upon a new deal while we were fending off the wave's sweepers. The Mao, Branch, and Zilu were both approaching us in an intimidating gait that contrasted with their earlier passivity. Damn it! Executive Manager, we've had too many high-risk, high-fatigue battles in succession. I hate to offer such disloyal advice, but it may be wise to avoid this battle at all costs. That don't seem like an option to me. I look around. Most of the sinners were either dead, trampled, and dropped to small, unrecognizable pieces. They were barely holding on at best. I can bring them back. I always do. But when they were completely surrounded us, I don't know if I can bring them back in time to protect me. They might just cut the sinners down as soon as they get back up. Well, this was well within my predictions. I can simply finish off anyone that hasn't been swept away. Now, a stage is set for my ascension. For the next 10 minutes, no sweepers, let alone anyone, is coming here. You know why? Because who in their right mind would leave their homes when the night in the back streets is still ongoing? And looks like even that annoying idiot from the middle's been taken care of too. Somehow. Shoo. How much of this was your plan? Nothing at all, but I like to pretend it's my plan. How much, you ask? The whole thing, of course. all the way back to that construction site that blocked your path. The one who deceived that unscrupulous fool of your company. It was me. The one who put the pitiful Jingtao, who doesn't even have a family name, with you. It was me. The one who contracted the Triax office to challenge you for a duel. It was me. And guess who was that relayed your real-time location to all kinds of forces in the district? Yes, it was me. Well, what's also you is that this ad break is happening, so see you guys in a couple minutes. Man, my throat's kind of parched doing this guy. And this trashy lodging without a residential permit? All devised by none other than yours truly, using Q-Corp's technology. I see. Thoughts? Oh, it's so good. It was so good, wasn't it? What a perfect strategy. What did you think? Aren't I great? Aren't I so utterly clever? This is exactly why I deserve to be the next family hire. Someone just kill him. A folly to speak those words. An unfamiliar voice echoed from the dark. There was neither animosity nor hospitality, only utter serenity and nothing else. The speaker approached us, walking under the narrow ray of moonlight that shone between the shifted buildings. In his hand was a decapitated head illuminated by the pale light. Oh, yep, knew he was dead. Absolutely dead. Sorry, Jingtao. Blood dripples from the severed neck, and the wide-open eyes remain frozen in its final moments, filled with utter terror. He walks towards us, in step with the drip of the blood. Can't be. Xiaoqiu? I knew Yihua was working for someone. It was him. Why do you have Jingtao's head? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm mixing up voices right now. I have brought back the wayward pets to his master, that it may once again be leashed. There is a serpent, my lord. Leave it. We didn't shoo it away. What? You were loaned the Heishou pack so that you may simply get in their way. No more. I see. Was there a sudden change of heart once you held the leash in your hands? That to return to the Sure family side would be to your benefit? No, you knew everything all along? What, I must ask, is everything to you? Your vision is too limited for my lord's wisdom to comprehend. The wise fails to peer through the narrow-sighted eyes of the fool. But if by everything you refer to how you feigned abandonment from the Sure family to secure my lord's trust. Indeed, it can be said that we do know everything. Don't kill me. Please, don't kill me. I will share with you my most guarded secrets. The Sure family had, right, the 10 Blades of the East. Yes, the thumb... But Shi Yuhua could speak no more, for a serpentine blade struck from the umbra and separated his head from the torso with ease. Little Yuhua, have I not warned you time and time again to guard your tongue against the creeping desperation? I believe that we have gathered the intelligence we had hoped to collect, my lord. You needn't pursue the serpent, Jilu. Thoughts. His voice boomed as he commanded those who appeared to be his officers. The tall, built man took a ponderous step from the shadows and stood before us. With an enigmatic expression, he wordlessly looked at Yihua's decapitated head, now lying on the ground, then at us. It was as though he was gazing upon the clouds or blades of grass. I shall take them with me. He picked up Yihua's decapitated head before gesturing at his officer with a nod. Here it is, my lord. Wrap their heads with stasis wraps, and decomposition won't set in any time soon. And with those bandages, he began to wrap them up in a practiced motion. He does not pay us any heed, as though we weren't even worth the attention. Return to me once you have finished here. Yes, my lord. Hold on. You can't just show up out of nowhere and... Thoughts. He did not reply, his eyes gazing, yet reflecting nothing but hollow emptiness. And just as he had emerged from the darkness, He vanished in the shadows, carrying 2 decapitated heads. Oh, he's gonna be an annoying fight to face, isn't he? There's no way we're not gonna fight him. There's no way we're not gonna fight him.
세상의 아름다움에 대해 들어본 적 있는가? 없어도 전혀
Alliance.
상관없다네. 지금 우리가 보는 경치가 바로 그런 것이.
Oh, he's gonna be like fighting Sancho. How many red coins should I expect out of him? Cause I'm concerned. Dots. Things weren't looking any better. I could instinctively tell. Oh, by the way, you can lie to me if you like. I can instinctively tell that they were different from anyone or anything we'd landed and faced Hongyuan so far. I don't suppose our lord left them alive only for us to slay them. Then perhaps it would be apt that I introduce myself, as it is common courtesy to do so. Call me Shigong. I am but a humble student of my lord, Master Q's teaching. My lord, Master Q. So when I was reminded of the discussion, Qingtao refused to finish. For when the far one comes, betwixt the burnt doors shall a star fall astray. As for the song, it is a song that's become rather popular in the back streets in the recent months. This is not the place to discuss such matters. I will share the tale in a more appropriate setting later, should we come across it. Name's Dante. I'm their manager. I decided to speak up, struggling through the pressure. I instinctively knew that we had to find out as much as I could about that man from earlier. They introduced themselves as Manager Dante. I see. Your candidness is appreciated. Jilu, withdraw them out. It seems that we need not contend with them at the moment. Very well. It seemed that they had the very same thought about us. Now, is that sufficient proof of our intent to engage in a brief discourse? To discuss some matters with you to mark a courtly ending to this encounter should be of benefit to us for the prospects of our future. So, ask away, as they say. So, that's when Jia Zichun stepped forward after having retreated from the domineering presence. So that's what those suspicious songs I heard in the back streets were about. It's about you guys, wasn't it? So, are those lyrics true? Ah, so that is what you wish to know. Zichun of the Jia family, it is said that you possess talent. And rhetoric, yet walk a path beclouded by concern and anxiety. Truly, your insignificance precludes your part in greatness. Exclamation mark. Wei, don't speak for me. I would have been the first to say anything if I thought she was wrong. Yes, my lady. Sure, Yuha. You're the one who sent him after us, right? Close, yet not exact. He was an agent of the Sure family, sent to spy on my lord's doings. We had bestowed him control of a Heisho pack, for we had found his conduct shallow, and saw a means of learning more of the Sure family's machinations. Yet it seemed that once granted power, the boy mistook himself for a man with the wherewithal to represent the Sure family. So you used them. Just as he sought to use us. Though he was quite shallow in his strategy compared to our own. So, what now? I don't think you're looking to kill us, right? Or we'd be very dead right now. No, nothing. Do whatever it was that you had sought to accomplish here. You're letting 2 of your master's rivals go, just like that? What a strange thing to say. Look around as I might. I failed to see any rivals here. Dots. Then... question mark? Why did you order Yuhua to attack us? You said it yourself. We're not even your rivals. The manager inquires why you commanded Yuhua to carry out this assault against Limbus Company. They fear, yet they seek to gain understanding through that fear. Yet they remain wanting in a certain perspicacity. Help. My lord has always said that if one learns not from a plight, then no discourse with them shall bear fruit. Instead of giving me a straight answer, Jigong left me with only puzzling comments and said "fuck you" before she brushed past us. I have given you courtesy enough. This is a good time for us to depart. Now, do stay nicely within your borders as you have remained there thus far. I would greatly despise an odd splash of ink marring the great painting. With that, Jigong walked into the shadows cast beneath the forest of buildings. Jilu and the countless heisho that had surrounded us also disappeared with them. Finally. I looked around just in time to see Otis collapse, while the rest of the sinners lay dead or barely clinging to life. And there was Jia Xishun, who had collapsed to the floor as well, and Wei, who was tending to her wounds. And me, who, somehow, survived through all that without getting decapitated. And the night that put us through multiple brushes with death came to an end. The day breaks. Yeah, and that's pretty much everything that's happened. Virgilius, meanwhile, is probably with Charon and just be like slicing through like either he's just like slicing through like a bunch of like mooks, or he's probably like at some random place just chilling with Charon, brought her ice cream, and it's like, yeah, this is the punishment is I have to sit out. That big brother too? I see. Once the day broke, we decided to take a quick walk outside to recover a little from the exhaustion of the night. It was also to decide our course of action from here on, and we also had to decide if we wanted to travel with Jia Xishun, with whom we shared our destination. Hello? Did you forget how to make a concerned face or something? How are you maintaining that irritating poker face through the whole conversation? Of course not. Classic Jia family secrecy, huh? Always hiding something. And I bet you are too. If you are, you better spit it out now. I don't have the time to casually stroll about with my to-be enemy. Zichun, as I have always said, the seat of the family hierarchy is of no... Fine. Even if you are lying, I do not know that you haven't prepared anything for your assignment anyway. Changing the subject. Jia Xishun, who was chatting with Honglu, methodically slowed down enough to walk right next to me, as though she was executing steps of a plan. You led my brother's faction, don't you? About what I wanted to talk to you about earlier. I guess I do? For now, I guess? Earlier? Oh, is this about our conversation back at the Kazan? Brother. Translations, please. Of course. Dante is, unquestionably, our manager. Great. Let me make a proposal then. Become by faction for the duration of the family hierarchy evaluations. Help me out. What? It's a... Can we do that? Can we do that? Why not? You guys managed to stall even the sweepers. That means you command a formidable force. Besides, you're headed to the family mansion anyway, aren't you? You just don't know what to do once you get there. And as for competition, well, my brother doesn't care about the whole thing anyway. So why don't you join me? Help me become the family hierarch. I'm not like our other older siblings. I always pay my debts, whether that's for a favor or for a grudge. If you can't trust me, I'm happy to make a written. Can we do that, Faust? Faust deems Jia Xichun's plan, her explanation of it, at least, rather flawless. Having such an ally at the apex of a wing will be a great boon to Limbus Company as well. I guess so. Then, I don't see any reason to refuse her offer. Honglu, who's been listening in on our conversation, boiled the discussion down to a clear explanation and related to Jia Xichun. Perfect. It is said that formation of such alliances should come with a grand banquet to mark the occasion and to cement the upcoming coalition. The banquet's on me. Once we get closer to Central Zone, let's find a nice Kazan to discuss our future ventures together. You're Dante, right? Let's make this thing work. Let's. I was still bewildered by the turn of events, but Jia Xichun reached out for a handshake with such earnestness that I found myself almost drawn to shake her hand in return. Now that I think about it, this is the first time we've ever made ourselves an ally that wasn't specifically selected by the company, huh? Well, if that's the case, I really hope that we can have at least one ally who doesn't meet a terrible end. Oh man, you don't have to put Zichun on a red flag like that. Just saying, Dante. After banquet, we walked out of Kasan to find a Mephistopheles waiting for us in the middle of the road. Wow, man, I never thought about it, but now that it's just standing like this in the middle of the street, it really stands out, doesn't it? Is this your usual ride? Glad to see that you're all safe. Sod and Pilot walked out from inside the bus. Uh-huh. So did you guys take care of the business? I have some more pressing things to talk about. Listen well. Do you have any idea how much trouble your subordinate's little connection? Yes, Miss Faust already gave me a report. Pilot? Oh boy. Yes, ma'am. By the way, he's awkwardly stepping forward. He's probably already got a hell of a talking to from Sod. Real mighty sorry about that, y'all. Sorry you guys almost got killed. My bad. I've only ever been a part of eradication missions, never in the espionage business, so, pilots, what did I say about mixing excuses into an apology? Forget what I said. Feeling real mighty sorry for real. This Qingtao guy approached me and sweet-talked me into going along with that plan of his. So I got too cocky, assuming that I knew better than my seniors. I'm sorry too. I forgot he's still a new guy in the business. Of course he'd be prone to making these mistakes. Looks like we'll both be writing letters to explain our failure together, huh? You're both getting disciplined for this? The disciplinary action is unlikely to be anything of significance. The LCB team came out unscathed, all things considered. However, it's likely that they may have to work for half a year without pay. Oh, that's kind of fucked up. I'd consider it a win if all we're getting is docked pay. Next time I do promise. No, I don't believe in you. Next time I'm gonna get real good at his job. I'm gonna become someone who can actually provide good assistance to y'all. No, hey, you know what, Pilot? Do us a favor and just don't interact. I'm not saying this to be rude. I'm just saying, so far you screwed up twice, and it's caused us to be in pain. So maybe stop. Of course, Pilot. You really should. In fact, you will have no choice but to become a contributing member of the team when I'm done with you. Let's really get to it, huh? Yeah, it's for his own good, because honestly, if we're going by the 3 strikes rule, right? 3rd strike is probably not going to be docked pay anymore. It's going to be he's just dead. No one's dying or getting fired under my watch as long as I'm their manager. I'll make sure of that. Thoughts? Yeah. Oh, right. Almost forgot to tell you, Sod. It's real important business stuff. Going forward, we're gonna... Oh yeah, I was going to bring that up sooner or later. We just got the orders from the LCA. Sod produced a small device from her pockets and began reading from it. Upon arrival at the central zone of H Corp, the LCB will participate in the Hey, Z-chun? You paid for the dinner, so we can't just get the dinner out of our stomachs. The LCB will participate in the family hierarchy evaluation with the candidate. We were going to anyway. Now, this bus team faction's gonna be The LCB will present the following sinner as their chosen candidate. Sinner number 6, Honglu. Yeah, Z-chun, it's not our fault. It's not our fault. No, it's okay. It's not our fault. Thank you for the meal. What? Yeah. I see. Finn. Yeah. What? You can't do that. What the hell? You, all of you, I'm gonna make you throw up everything you just ate, you assholes. No, you cannot do that. We're already gone. Right? Hopefully? Well, I see. That's it, huh? Well, don't mind if I do. I will take all of this lunacy. And looking at the time, I think this is actually a good place to stop. Yeah, it was actually pretty funny Intervallo, while also progressing the whole like lore and story. So if anything, I kind of prefer this over the checkup, because checkup was really long, and I'm like, you know, we could shorten this a little bit, even if it was kind of funny. So I think that for now, I will call it here and send you guys somewhere else. Yeah. So thank you everybody for watching, whether you came from Canis's Silver Strikers or Ike's Raid, whether you just poked your head in, whether you're just lurking or just talking in chat, watching the YouTube, I appreciate it all the same. Thank you for spending time with me as I slowly go through all these cantos. The story is great. Yeah, and the plan is that for Friday and Saturday at 3 p.m. PST, I will continue with Metaphor Refantasio. Sunday will be more Tales of Rise, and then Monday we will continue, well, next Monday, we will continue with more Limbus Company. See what Canto 8 is all about.